Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Guild of Icons. We are here for what will be, I believe, the finale of Act 1. So, we are going to, hopefully, see justice made. Now, I will unmute myself so that everyone can hear me, and we will go over a recap so that anyone who's missed things will be able to catch up. So, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hope you're all doing well, and yes, it is time for a recap. I'm just adjusting volumes because I'm aware some things have changed as I've been changing setup, just to make sure that you're all audible, and I think that's good. So, as a recap,
Audible? Good. Huh?
well, you're mostly audible. You actually aren't, Andrew. So let me just fix that.
No, I was asking, how is it good that we're audible?
Oh, yeah, well, that's a fair point. So, last time, a number of you were imprisoned. Greenmane, Grounded, and Corin were imprisoned in the Bastion, which is the essentially national keep of Karaki in the capital city. You were put in the deepest, darkest dungeon and told that you would be executed in 2 days. Meanwhile, Ruzad the Blasting staged a daring, staged an interesting rescue attempt, actually quite a successful rescue attempt, managed to get all the way down to the bottom with no one suspicious of his motivations, such as the power of the actor. And also, meanwhile, Eao was doing essentially, Skylar wasn't here, but Eao was still busy. Eao got vengeance, partially, on the first team of the Guild of Icons, managing to orchestrate a hit on technically every member, with the exception of Olorel the Fireform, because, and I quote, she's hot. But unfortunately, only one of them was successful, as the others are quite good at evasion. However, we do know that one member has died, and is the former captain, Sundered City, is now dead. Orchestrated hit by assassins in the dark. But that does still leave 3 other members, although one of them has fled the city, so unless he's come back, shan't be much of a problem for now.
And one of them is currently pretty heavily injured.
Indeed, and that will come into things. If you track down and try and seek out vengeance. But meanwhile, we're still in the jail. So the escape attempt has gone reasonably well for Corin, who has now left, and sadly won't be back until about 6 months have passed, and she's extremely pregnant. Grounded is currently dressed as a guard and doing all right for herself. She's up on the top floor of the keep, in the public area, probably currently perusing the bookshop. Not the bookshop, the gift shop. But, she's reasonably free. However, we have 2 members who aren't. And the first is Greenmane, now known as Moonmane, who has been placed in custody. Thankfully, his mane is no longer green. It's been washed out by a wonderful soft shampooing, and he's not currently looking like his old self. So he doesn't fit the bill of one of the most wanted treasonous criminals in society right now, and instead has been put in for some crime or other that Grounded and Corin falsified in the logbooks. Grounded, did you ever work out what crime you put in there for Greenmane / Moonmane?
He stole a loaf of bread.
He stole a loaf of bread. Absolute bastard. He will hang tomorrow for that. So
15 years hard labor. 15 years.
Meanwhile, though, Ruzad is trying to talk his way out of things. Things have got a little sour for Ruzad because while retrieving the party's equipment, they accidentally triggered an alarm, and that brought down the Captain Thalis of the keep, who is now looking at this half-orc guard, for that is how Ruzad is currently dressed, and wondering where exactly this guard came from, because he doesn't like any of the other guards that she knows of in the keep, and she prides herself in knowing her men very well. So, with all that said, we'll jump in, I think, to Ruzad the Blasting. So, I have been tracking the suspicion level, I suppose, that Captain Thalos has, and let me just tell you, it's high. Yeah, very high. I have one other question though for you before we get to the proper roleplay, and that concerns your adopted daughter. If, for example, someone were to find where you were staying and stage an attack, what do you think Hetty would do?
The chair trick. Except on a grander scale.
Okay, thank you. And if, presuming she survives such an encounter, where do you think she would go?
Think of how to word that, but...
Oh, I do believe we've just lost video. Oh, no, we've got everything back.
Yeah,
Discord's being a bit
yeah,
different.
it just seemed to...
Discord just kind of...
Yeah, throws up
Discord is
stuff.
being a fuck.
Yeah, Discord's being a bastard today, but we'll force through it. We'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah. So just think on that. You don't have to have an answer right now of where you think Hetty would go, but it might be important later.
Oh, yeah. I'll think on that.
So for now, though, you are surrounded by guards. It actually appears Grounded is here with you, currently in guard uniform, and currently not a suspect, but that's mainly because she's not really been doing much of the talking. So, for now, she's okay. For now.
Yeah,
What she's done has gotten
think
really
all
flustered.
I was going to say, she's all Grounded's managed to do is
Well, she has done some good forgery. So she's free to go so far, of all the people. But yes, so Thalos turns to you, Ruzad, and says, "Right, let's get this straight. Because this doesn't make a lick of sense to me. You say that you'd gone in to the storeroom, have a drink, and skip out on your job. I'm upset about that, and we'll discuss that later. But you say when you went in there, the chest must have already been opened. That you went in just afterwards.
No, I went in just before.
You went in just before.
I left.
How long did you stay
I
for?
left just before as well. Long enough to have 2 twigs.
She's gonna look in closer. She's gonna say,
If you want to check, I believe the wine is still there.
"You stay there. I'm gonna go check." And she turns around on her own, leaving you there with the 2 guards watching you, and goes to check. Now, as a matter of fact, there is an opened bottle, because Grounded did in fact open and take a swig from and leave backwash in a bottle of wine, bottle of pretty nice wine actually, if I recall, that was in the guard room. So she's going to come back satisfied on that, and I will move the suspicion die somewhat closer to not suspicious. She's going to look in at you closely though, and she's going to say, "I'm going to remember your face, and the next time anything goes wrong in this keep, anything, and you are even within 100 miles of it, your ass is mine."
I understand, ma'am.
Sweet.
Okay. So, she's satisfied at the moment. I'm just going to roll something secret. Okay. She's satisfied at the moment. And she says, "All right, well, get back to your post, and you're going to be doing 2 hours extra tonight." Where is your post again?
My post is here. I'll go and keep an eye on the prisoners.
Good. And she and the other two guards head over to the evidence locker to reset the trap.
Okay. In the space I'm in at the moment, can I see if Moonmane has managed to regain consciousness yet?
In fairness, it's being on the record as possible.
I will say that he can be conscious now that Greenmane is here, and now that Andrus is here with a working PC, that he can just be conscious whenever he wants.
In which case, I'll quickly use message to let him know of the plan. If you keep your mouth shut, you should be released tomorrow.
You're doomed.
Hey, if he ruins it from here, that's on him, not on me.
Okay,
And
Greenmane, can you roll
guards-
me a wisdom saving throw to not be a massive himbo?
Natural one.
Yes.
And
I
just
don't know if
looking,
I have to do
can any guards see me at this time?
I can't believe you called this.
No.
I think we did roll a natural one.
A natural one. Excellent. Okay.
Called
How
it.
do you roll 0 on a d20?
I mean, yeah, that is a 0 total.
Anyway, I missed
big
what you were saying.
himbo
What is it,
hours.
guards?
No,
see me?
I think I have proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Ruzad, no one currently can see you except a couple of prisoners and a confused-looking Moonmane.
If I step up into the stairs a bit more, will I be out of their view?
Yes, yeah. If you step up into the stairwell, you'll be out of their view. The stairwell sort of goes down about 15 to 20 feet, so there's quite a long section there where you're not really in view of anyone.
Okay, in which case I step up onto there, and I'm going to use Disguise Self to turn the armor into golden armor, and I'm just going to walk off.
Okay.
Oh, and also I will change the features of my face enough that it's not me.
Okay, you can do that. What features are you going with? Are you staying half orc or?
Nah, let's go a bit of Kenku today.
Kenku. Okay. Yep, you can. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Okay, so you change yourself to resemble a Kenku, and you change your armor to look bright gold because fitting in and not standing out, not things that Ruzad the Blasting does, and that's perfectly fine. That's well within character. So let me move you two over to the top floor map. Oops,
Okay,
I've
just
put
as
you
I
outside
didn't
the
know if that got through, you did hear the armor I was actually trying to emulate, correct?
Still wasn't the connection error there.
What armor are you emulating?
The elite guards armor.
Okay.
You know, the people who, if someone looks at and goes, yeah, maybe don't.
Oh, I see. They're not wearing
Yeah.
gold here. That's the. They are called the Bastion Guard, but actually it's named after the district they're based in, and not the Bastion itself. They're sort of kind of like a palace guard thing. You wouldn't look out of place here still, though. That would be fine. The palace guard will come here occasionally. But you don't look like the current members of the guard. Like, you can be, like, if you want to look like the elite guard, you just saw her. And she's wearing working armor because she's an actual soldier, not, as she would say, an action hero who couldn't lift a person to save their life.
Yeah, it's more of a type of look that I'm going for, not a standout, but yeah, no, that looks fine. I'm just going to leave that be. And
okay, so yeah, you can go for the Bastion Guard, which are the Palace Guard. You'll draw eyes slightly, but they're not going to find that unusual that you're there. They're just going to look in your direction and go, oh, must be something big happening today. And in fairness, there's an execution scheduled for tomorrow, so it's not unusual for you to be there. Meanwhile, Ground is still dressed as an ordinary guard, and the two of you have free reign on the top floor. You can just leave if you need to.
I was going to suggest just leaving.
Okay.
Because that's definitely what I'm doing. I'm getting out of here before it turns out. It's...
Okay, you're getting out as quickly as you can. Unfortunately, Moonmane, you're going to stay in prison for a long time.
Yeah, this one is freezing a lot. By the way, at the top of my screen on the stream, there's someone else's bottom.
Yeah, I need to move that again. I'll do that right now. But Discord freezing, I can't really do much about.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yes, let me just move you up a touch and lock off the top. There we go. That should be a bit better. Yeah, Discord freezing, not much we can do about. I think Discord's just having a moment. Presumably they're sending all of their data packets via the Suez Canal at the moment. This will absolutely date this video if it ever goes on YouTube.
Oh, won't it ever?
That depends. That really depends.
Okay.
You mean if they ever end up getting it out of the Suez Canal? Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So, grounded, Rosad, what are your plans now? You're leaving. What are you going to do when you get out?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on.
Take my teeth out.
Take off my disguise.
There's actually quite hard to talk with.
I appreciate the effort.
First thing I'm going... First thing I found them lying around, so I thought, might as well. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak back to my inn room and see if there's any posts for me that arrived while I was locked up.
Okay. So you head back to your room and you have a look to see if you can find any post. Yes, there is one letter actually. It's arrived. It is. It doesn't look as pristine as the writing of your. I suppose the word is flock. Would the word flock be correct for Aaracokra? Something like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Or of the home nest over in Wark. It's not as neat. I think perhaps they've been a little preoccupied, but the writing essentially says grounded, and then a big space as they try and remember the words. How is walking? I hope walking is nice. It's been a long time since we've spoken. I got your letters. We can send some money. But and then it sort of cuts off for a second. Sorry. I am getting a little lost. And then it cuts again. I say cuts. It's literally like midway through a writing, and then it's a dash right next to it. And it's like, sorry, we don't have much parchment, so every time I make a mistake and go back, I just have to scratch it out. And then it says, yes, happy to send money. Just say where to, and look forward to seeing the results of your labors and your search. Love. And then love is crossed out, and then it's like, and then crossed out, and then love, and then mum and dad. They're not used to writing, to be honest. you get the feeling that each letter was quite difficult to shape out.
Okay. So I put that letter in my back pocket.
Okay.
Make sure I haven't left anything in my room and clear it out, because I might not be coming back. Okay, next thing I need to do is, okay. I did not think this through. Right. I've completely forgot the name of the character, but who was the guy that Resides starts to fight with again? Or his bodyguards, anyway.
I was gonna say, who isn't?
Darien Worms.
Yeah, Dalian Worms. Yeah. The merchant.
So I turn to Ruse and say, "Okay, so do you remember Dalian Worms? We might need to. Maybe we could try speaking to him."
I'm kind of curious as to what Ao's been up to, but yeah, that could be a plan.
You could always meet up with Eao on the way. Shock, reform the party. It could happen.
Fun fact,
Wait,
no one told me where they were meeting up afterwards.
Of course, yes. No one knows. It'll be fine.
we know
I'm
what
sure.
happened.
Yeah,
Just approach
We
the
agree
smoke.
that you're.
you can definitely head there. It's just Ruse's first plan would be trying to look for Ao to try and get a bit of help with Dalian.
It really is a shame because Ao's actually currently on the move.
Are you not currently in the bronze helm with like this massive cork board? And in
Oh
this...
no! Once I actually got all the information I could out of it, I did have a plan. I was just waiting for you to switch over towards me.
Okay, well we can go to you now and let's hear the plan.
Yeah.
Ao is actually going to attempting to go to the residence of the High Inquisitive Isildur Tharn.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. And how will you be dressed?
For now, she'll slightly change her facial features, but put on like a really nice and fancy clothing.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. Okay.
Disguise self is a fun spell. I could just do whatever I want with it.
Yes, for up to 1 hour. Okay, so you are going to the High Inquisitive.
Because of my hat, I can cast it for free. There's no number of, so theoretically forever.
Oh yes,
So long as it stays on my hat.
absolutely.
So long as you're there to activate in 1 hour.
Yeah, and as long as you're perfectly fine with, in the middle of a conversation, making verbal and somatic components. There's always the downside to magic, is that you have to very, very visibly cast it. So I'm sure it'll be fine, though. I'm sure it'll be fine. You've got an hour, and I'm assuming you're going to apply your disguise as you approach. You can always arrive with one disguise and change it again before you get in there. There'll be plenty of space to do that on the way over. So Isildur Tharn is based in the rather nice summer district. Close. Well, that's currently where he's working anyway. That's not his home residence, but that it's currently in the middle of the day, and he's not going to be at home. It's not like there's a pandemic on. So when you first rock up at this place, it is huge. We're talking the largest. Like, you've been in some very nice houses, admittedly for business, not for pleasure, but this is possibly the nicest building you've ever seen. It's almost entirely marble. There are rows and rows of statues outside of it, each depicting a various hero, most of them actually from Garaki, technically, because they predate the Civil War. But there are a couple of newer ones on there. They don't look quite as good, because older statues always look better, but they look all right. They look all right, and you recognise a couple of the newer ones. You don't really recognise the older ones. They're not that interesting anyway to you. But this place is really old money. It's so old money that you can even see like gold trim on the outside of the doors. They're so confident that they won't be stolen, they've put gold on the outside of their property, and that is unusual, and that might be their undoing. But there are a lot of guards as well. Your eye for trouble immediately spots that there's probably about 20 guards outside of this property alone, patrolling the gardens and walking around the entrance, and the front doors are open, but there is also a gate, so you're outside the gate at the moment, and there are free guards in front of the gate as well, free at the entrance to the building as well.
And most of the guards patrolling outside or inside the walls and gate?
Most of them are inside the walls and gate. There are 3 stationed in front of the gate, and almost all of the others are within the gate.
Then I'm going to walk up to one of the guards at the front of the gate.
Okay. The guard pushes up his helmet.
Yes, is Mr. Isildur here? I have something I must terribly tell him.
He looks down at you because this guy's quite towering and goes, "You got an appointment?"
I do not. It's urgent news.
And you ain't got an appointment.
You don't tend to make appointments for urgent news.
Did you send bird ahead?
Do I look like I have a bird?
Fair point. Well, I'm not allowed to let anyone in. And if you ain't got an appointment, I can't let you pass.
Is there anywhere I could go make an appointment? Or
Oh yeah, if you head to the Providium, they'll give you an appointment. Might not be for a week or two.
Or perhaps his place of work, I could speak with him?
You're at his place of work.
Well, the Providium it is. And Eao will walk off.
Okay. Well, the Providium, you know where that is. It is the centre of Karakian power. It is essentially Parliament. And it is very, very nearby. It's sort of right at the foot of the Sundered Bridge itself. And you've seen it many a time. It's a national monument. It's actually... The ground floor is open to the public, so anyone can just come on in. You're able to just walk on in. There's various desks set up in awnings on either side. So as you enter, it's quite a wide area, marble floors, carpets, that sort of thing, load of pillars and columns. And in between these pillars on either side of you, there are just rows upon row of desks, and behind them clerks upon clerks, each just accepting a random person from the crowd and going, "Okay, how can I help?" And there's people there petitioning about, taxes. There's people petitioning about null attacks, which seem to be on the rise again. There are people petitioning about all sorts of things. And as you're walking through the crowd, kind of keeping an eye out for an empty desk or one with a smaller crowd in front of it. One of them goes, "Oh, you, hold on," and when waves you over, goes, no, it's all right. I got a moment.
I walk up to the desk,
and you immediately recognise the person behind it.
Oh,
for it is the Tavern Keeper at the Bronze Helm, T-Bolt.
Mm.
And he leans forward and goes, "Didn't expect to see you here."
I also lean forward. Didn't expect to see you.
Hey, I deal in information.
Do you have a day job? Do you have a day job?
No, it's not like that. I deal in information.
Legitimate work?
No.
Is this...
And he leans forward. No, all right. I deal in illegitimate secrets, and you know that. And the best place to learn secrets is to work here. All right? Don't you dare go tell the boys.
I won't. I suppose I do have a question. If you're... Of course, I can pay as usual.
I know it's oh yeah, you'll be paying.
I was hoping I could get a discount for this secret.
Roll me persuasion.
It's a very simple. Persuasion.
Yeah.
Google Dice. Don't fail me. Google Dice. 12.
He's not having it. No.
Fine.
Usual prices.
Okay. I need a name. The name is the next person who has an appointment with the High Inquisitive. A description would be nice, but a name.
He starts ruffling about some binders that he's got underneath. Like, I don't normally deal with the High Inquisitive. Not many people ask for appointments with him. Let me just... Okay, and he opens it up. We had... Lightminster on Thursday, then...
I don't think he's making that one.
Not much.
Anyway, continue.
What's today? Today. Oh, here we go. And he's sort of looking down. Looks like today it is... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Casper. And he's looking at it again and is like, wait a second. I've seen that name before. And he looks through and he goes back and he goes, hang on. Casper. Always in quotes, always a single name. This person keeps coming up. You might want to wait about an hour, because I reckon this Casper's been there about 50 times now in the last... And he's skimming through 2 months, so they're going to know him. But straight afterwards, looks like he is... Oh, I see. He's meeting an emissary from Almpatros. If you can get yourself a good disguise, you might just manage it. And the emissary's name is... Ikaros. Okay. No surname, I'm afraid, but that should be fine. Get yourself a good disguise. I know you're able to manage that.
Mm-hmm. It's what I do. What's the price?
Oh, this one's going to be 100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces. Okay, so do you take silver ingots?
He says yes, but not right now. All right, we can put it on a tab, and you can pay me at the Bronze Helm. Do not just go about getting silver ingots out in here.
Like Eao's already halfway into her hat, halfway towards one out. She pushes it back in.
Yes, I do accept that. You can pay me later. And he gets out of this chunk of parchment and a big stamp that he rubs in some blue ink and stamps on it and says, "Look, this is the appointment card. It's just a copy of the other one, so you've got to get there before or kill the other one. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but you need to stop them turning up, because the moment they turn up after you've been let in, there's going to be some real issues. So be quick." And he hands it over. 1 hour. That's when the appointment starts.
So, best case scenario is assuming this Casper isn't there. I go there, perhaps a few minutes early, buy myself some time.
That sounds good. Get there. You can always say you arrived a bit early. They might let you in anyway. But you won't have long before the others arrive, I'm sure. No one keeps the High Inquisitor waiting. Of course.
Well, I'll see you later, Typles, assuming I'm still alive.
You better be. I want that silver.
Oh, don't worry. All you gotta do is take it from my corpse. It's in the hat.
Oh, I will.
And I walk off.
He sort of looks at you side eye as you walk off. Goes, must be a bloody heavy hat. And
it really is.
We're gonna then jump to Greenmane. Greenmane, you've noticed something in your cell, and that is you've noticed there is a note of panic in all of the guards. The guards have been running up and down, particularly down the elevator that you came up earlier. And they've been going up and down all day. The captain of the guard, Captain Thalys, has been going down there as well. There has been a lot of hushed conversation you haven't been quite able to hear, but what you have detected is a real note of panic. As what you can only assume is they've discovered that everyone is gone. You currently are not under any scrutiny, but there is a chance it'll happen sooner rather than later, as they remember the half-orc who looked surprisingly like the wanted poster, who has now talked several people out.
So I did catch that. The last thing I heard was that I'm not under any scrutiny.
Yes, you're not under any scrutiny now, but there's no guarantee that won't last, or that will last even, as Captain Thalys knows what you look like normally on the thing, and it's only a change in colour. Captain Thalys also remembers that there was a interesting interaction with a half-orc who looks surprisingly like the person on all those wanted posters. So it might not be too long before she puts two and two together.
Okay, I'm not frozen. That's just a silent moment. Okay. I would probably... So how are the bars on this store?
So this place is not particularly strongly put together. The lock on the door is actually pretty easy to open if you're on the outside. And most of the prisoners here are actually free to roam around. There's a canteen where they can just go and get food and all that. This is for the prisoners who haven't done too much, stolen a loaf of bread or something like that. They're going to be here for a week or a couple of days, knock a little bit of sense into them, and then they're back out and free. So the bars are similarly not too strong. They are not reinforced. They've not been modified in any way since this place was first built ages and ages and ages ago, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So they've gotten a little rusty over time. And your knowledge, in fact, of... Yeah, I tell you what. Give me a perception check, but add the proficiency bonus you have for Smith's tools.
For Smith's tools?
Yeah.
Wait, did you say just the standard perception check, right?
You can do perception, or you can do investigation. Whichever works best for you, I think. But add your Smith's tools proficiency.
That's a natural 2, so I don't expect much.
The himbo curse strikes again.
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be... Assuming I already have perception in perception, assuming I already have proficiency in perception, I don't double the proficiency, right?
No, you don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, in that case, it's gonna just be a 4.
Okay, with that 4, I can tell you, bars sure look like metal. I mean,
yeah.
Looking at it,
I was mostly interested in if I could put my hand through them and open.
So your arms are quite big, if I recall. They're not the most slender. They're long as well, which does help. You can try it. You can certainly try it.
I will try that.
Okay.
At the moment when I see that there are currently no guards in my immediate vicinity.
Sure, most of the guards have been very preoccupied with running up and down to try and work out where on earth you lot have actually gone. So they're not, like, doing much guarding or patrolling at the moment because they're on panic stations. So go for it. Yeah, we'll say at the moment there is no one currently looking at you, as best you can tell.
Okay. So, what sort of roll do you want?
For this...
What do you want to roll?
For this, I'm going to say...
Sleight of hand?
It is certainly not athletics. It is not acrobatics. We might say it's dexterity. Just raw dexterity.
Sleight of hand sounds about...
Not sleight of hand.
I don't have proficiency in sleight of hand anyway, so it will be the same.
Well.
No, that's better. 21.
21. You know what? You're all right. You're all right. Thankfully, you're able to get through without getting wedged in there. And you get your arm around, and you're just able, with your really long arms, to just pull the bar out and open your own cell. So you are now free to move around this area, and obviously you can move around any of the other areas. If any guards catch you on this floor, they won't actually be particularly upset, because this is, as I say, a fairly open prison floor. Once you move to another floor, though, there might be problems.
Okay, I'll try to pull as much of my mane in front of my face as I can.
Okay.
This is not usually how I wear my mane. And then I will go to the canteen, get some water, because I probably haven't had anything to drink in a while.
Okay, so you've kind of gone for this sort of emo look.
Yes.
And you're going and getting some water in the canteen. Well, that's fine. No one's going to stop you going into the canteen. They'll rush past you. They won't really give you a look. At the moment, they're really panicking. And you have a white mane. There's no real green on your body anymore, and the posters specifically said green. It's all been sort of shampooed out by Corin, so you're fine. Currently,
I will also put a little bit of a I'll try to look older than I am.
You try to look older than you are. I mean, your hair has suddenly gone white. I don't know how much older you need to look.
Yes, but I mean, in posture and
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you're sort of hobbling and hunched over.
A little hunched.
Okay, so while you rehydrate, let's go to Rosad and Grounded.
Who obviously have not been able to find Eao, so off to Dalian.
Off to Dalian Worms. Excellent. So Dalian Worms lives in a very nice house. Not anywhere near the High Inquisitive. He's over in Cathilius Heights, which is in the northeastern area of the Sundered City. So he's got a lovely view over the cliffs of the water. It's not so large a premise here. Think like townhouses in London. Well, not all of you will know what those will look like, but think like townhouses in general. So it's a smallish property, but it looks really nice. Like, if you've had a property like this in the countryside, it would be worth shit all because it's tiny, but here it's the best you can get for the money. And that alone confers some status. And he's got a great view, and he's also got guards. You recognise him. You've crossed paths before. They see you and immediately reach for their weapons.
Okay.
I was going to say, how long has it been since we left the Bastion?
Since you left the Bastion, probably not too long. I'd say about 4 hours.
Yeah, Discord had that phrase again. How long?
Oh, about 4 hours.
Okay, just so I can get a full scope of Grounded's plan, I would have been speaking to them about it on the way here. So can I just get their idea of what's going forward?
Okay, so take those
Why
out
do you keep putting them back in?
because I'm invested in it.
Yet again,
now.
the motto of the group. I did not think this through.
Right, so basically, long story short, do you know what the situation's like in Wark?
Not overly.
Okay, so basically, the spires in the Glarus deserts, obviously they're crumbling, so you sort of want to stop them falling apart. So I basically came here to try and procure, sort of order more materials to fix it up. So basically, I sent a letter home, and I sort of wrote, I know they said not to keep everything confidential, but I kind of wrote everything we've done in a lot of detail. So yeah, everyone back home knows about that. So I got this letter back from my parents. I mean, not my parents, my adopted parents. Long story. gnolls are involved. So yeah, basically, they know about the whole. All that. And if if I get executed for treason, they're probably gonna start asking questions and come down here. And obviously that's going to come back to Wormwood, so maybe he'd like to do something about that.
Okay. My first slot's to keep up the disguise of the Palace Guard.
Okay.
Before I'm walking up to them, obviously.
Well, they've still seen grounded, so the bare minimum they're still touching them swords.
Yeah.
That didn't sound
Oh,
right.
Okay,
yeah.
I hold my hands up, just sort of trying to look as unthreatening as possible.
Because you have brought a palace guard to to Dalian Worms' place of residence. So that's an interesting one. One of the guards will very quickly open the door and ring a bell, and then close the door. And again, hand on weapon, which I need to rephrase. Hand on sword. He's got
They've got their
polearm?
hand
No.
ready to pull out their weapon.
And hand on Morningstar. There we go. We'll give him a Morningstar just to make this easier. Hand on Morningstar.
That sounds like Morning Wood.
Hand on crossbow. Yeah, hand on crossbow. There we go. That works. Hand on crossbow says, "What are you doing here?"
Okay, obviously not using my own voice, using the voice of just someone else I've heard during the day. This one needs to speak to Worms.
Any reason?
He might be able to
None
prevent
that I
it.
can tell you. You're very below the totem pole on this.
Barbarian, huh? He turns to you, grounded. He goes, "You don't think I don't remember you?" If you
I
need to
assume you
speak to Worms, you can tell me first.
Okay, so how would you like to prevent a diplomatic incident?
A what now?
Diplomatic incident.
A what now?
Diplomatic incident. Yep, and Grant just takes her teeth out.
Alright, this might be too much for me. This is some eldritch shit, I don't know. Just pulling your teeth out. Ooh. He opens the door again and he shouts, Wilfrop! Wilfrop! And he says, "Just hold on a minute." About a minute passes and a really old man, hunched over in a very fine suit, pulls open the door and says, "Oh, sirs, come with me, I'll take you to the master." And he turns around and starts shuffling at a glacial pace through the house. The guards step aside and allow you to pass through and into Dalian Worms' residence.
Into the pit of vipers.
Into the pit of vipers. As the door closes behind you, you hear the guards say, "What does diplomatic mean?" And
I just came to a realization. Right now, Greenmane is in the safest position of any of us.
oh, certainly. And we are in fact going to cut to Eao, who is arguably in the most dangerous position. So, I presume you are now back at the current working address of the High Inquisitor.
I am. And I'm going to change my disguise to be kind of a noble-looking elf.
Okay.
Very fine clothes, all that. And about 10 minutes before the appointment actually starts, I'm going to walk up to the guard.
Okay. Guard looks you up and down and goes, "Have you got an appointment?" I wonder if Discord's fucked itself.
Okay, I'm sorry, I kind of froze during all that.
Yeah, I think everything froze. But we appear to be back. So the guard looks you up and down and says, "Do you have an appointment?"
Yes, I am. My name is Ekaros.
And he holds out his hand. "Appointment?"
Oh, I hand him the card.
He looks at it closely, sniffs it. You're not 100% sure why. And then he takes out a little knife and carves a hole into it, hands it back to you and goes, "All right, in you go. You're a little early, so you'll have to sit in the waiting room. But through the big archway, head in. There'll be someone in there who'll direct you." Oh wow, Discord is not having it, is it?
Oh, Discord. Okay, just instructions again?
Go in through the big archway. There will be someone there who will guide you to the waiting room. You'll have to wait as you're 10 minutes early.
Okay, I'll follow those instructions. However, while I'm being escorted over to the waiting room, I'm going to very annoyingly complain, like a noble would, about being forced to wait.
Okay, give me a performance check.
Hey, I'm good at this type of check. And that is a nat 20 plus 5.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty convincing. You sound extremely entitled. Everyone currently working in this building just hates you slightly more now. But you know that you certainly look the part. So you take a seat, I suppose, in the waiting room, and it's only actually about 5 minutes before someone comes to find you and says, "The High Inquisitor will see you now," and says, "Follow me," and takes you through a series of little corridors to the side. It looks like this building isn't just the High Inquisitor's, and it's kind of the High Inquisitor has decided to hide himself away to the side of it. And yeah, you go through these little corridors, and then you end up in a room that is actually not much larger than Karos Lightminster's room in the Guild of Icons. It is quite small, quite pokey, and it is absolutely packed with parchments all over the place. There are shelves and shelves overflowing with paper, and there's several open inkwells. Many of them are empty, but there's like 2 or 3 open on the go of the same colour, just all dotted all over the place, and the loads of quills, ink splodges everywhere, and inside this massive mess of paper is a very tall, very gaunt looking orc, actually.
I believe he's a Goliath.
That was it, Goliath. My note hadn't loaded for some reason. I'm wondering if it's my local internet that's messing up. But yes, he's very tall. He's gaunt, but like sort of hunched forwards over things. So it kind of looks like you're looking at almost like a starved rhino at this point. Like clearly the shape and form is something that would normally be much larger, but this is a figure who presumably by choice hasn't eaten in some time, and he's poring over papers, and he looks up as the door opens, and you can see he's immediately studying you, and looking straight at you to work out who you are. He waves his hand at the door, and the person who has been escorting you in leaves the two of you there and closes the door behind. He immediately says, "You are not my appointment."
Hey, we're back.
Yes. So he looks at you and says, "You are not my appointment. Who are you?"
I'll go up to his desk and I'll take a seat, and I'll say, "A concerned citizen," and put the papers in front of his desk.
What am I looking at?
Evidence of treason. Actual treason.
Treason? Perpetrated by who?
The low Marshal Lightminster.
Karos? Interesting. He was here not yesterday.
I believe he'll also be here Thursday.
He will. How do you know that?
Before you, what you see is, in this sack of papers, correspondences between noble and high-ranking members of not only Garaki, but this city, in an attempt to perpetuate a war. He's hoping to use his heroics during this new created war as a way to gain power in the city. Presumably, the people on both sides would all who agreed to this would all have something to gain.
He looks at you
This plan
and he says, "How did you get this?"
looted it straight from his desk.
And who are you really?
I'm going to pull a gamble here, and I'm going to drop my... is there anyone else in the room?
Nope, it's just you two.
Okay, we're back.
Yep, we're back.
All right. And I'll drop my disguise.
Okay. So, you drop your disguise. You are back to Eao. He looks and goes, "Ah, I recognize you from the posters. You look different."
It's very hard to get down my exact persona.
He takes a seat and he takes one of the sheafs of paper and starts looking through it. And he goes, "Okay. Say this is all true. What would you have me do with the information? What do you want out of this? I presume freedom?"
Honestly, more than anything, revenge. The bastard betrayed me.
A useful motivation, I find, in my illustrious career. Revenge I can get behind. And who do you suppose replaces the Low Marshal when you have your revenge?
I mean, I'm what? A simple adventurer? What do I have to gain in this politics?
What indeed?
I don't care. I don't care who you replace him with.
Well, you should. Because whoever takes the job gets a seat unelected on the council. And having a seat on the council, even the Low Marshal's seat, is a very powerful thing to give to someone. Do we give it to a merchant, perhaps, and give them the power over our militaries? Do we give it to a soldier and hope they have the brains to maybe not start a war? Do we give it to a politician and let them use it to attack their enemies? You see, it is beneficial to have an idiot in the post, so to speak.
An idiot who, mind you, has already begun to orchestrate a war. The very thing you just told me you were worried about.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, you give it to some sort of puppet figure. Elections are what, 3 months away?
Yes, 3 months. Although, what would someone do in 3 months? What couldn't they do in 3 months?
Another idea. Just have the High Marshal take on the extra position for those 3 months. A bit of extra work sucks, but it's better than the alternatives.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. God, I hope this +1 works out for me. 15.
Okay. He continues sheafing through the papers for a second in silence as he thinks through your proposal. He goes, yes, I suppose that could work. The High Marshal is also a fool, but certainly damn sight more dependable. Very well. Very well. But he is defended. You want your vengeance, you say?
Oh, more than anything.
Then I'll give you it. I'll tell you where he is. And I'll make sure none of the palace guards are there. Just know he has his own security that I can't touch. And they're his own employees. But otherwise, he'll be alone.
I could think of a couple people who might be there.
I'm sure you've worked with them. Given your background. But I can give you that. What you do with that is up to you.
I'm sure I'll make use of it. After all, I've been wanted in this city for half a decade now. And still nothing has gotten me yet.
Well, maybe if you survive, I'll have a job for you.
I stand and I begin to walk out.
As you leave,
and as I do, I stop. You may also want to let your guards know that the actual emissary will be coming in like a couple minutes.
I'm sure they'll find out. And as you leave, he says, "Do give my regards to T-Bolt."
Oh, he is not going to be happy about this. And I walk out.
Okay, so you've gained quite a lot of information and a powerful ally potentially. We're going to go back to Greenmane, who I'm assuming has been. Oop! I've just moved the wrong thing. I keep moving the audio. I keep moving the source instead of moving the map because I keep looking at it and going, "Oh yeah, there's the map." We go back to, presumably out of a saucer. They don't actually have many saucers, but they've got plates. You can just use that. It's close enough. It's not got much of a lip for holding liquid, but, you're a lion. You'll manage.
I can drink from a cup.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. But would you prefer to drink out of a saucer?
No, but it was amusing to, entertain that old lady.
What's the plan, Greenmane? Moonmane, sorry, as you are currently so beautifully white, like sparkling snow.
I'm gonna come over here. Are these doors open?
No, they're not open. You can also ignore the guards in the top left; they're no longer there.
Yeah.
They are not open. You can try opening them.
No, I don't have anything to open them yet. Other than if... I'm going to check if this one is locked.
It is in fact locked, yes. Both of them are, yeah.
I didn't know if you replied.
The door didn't say locked, forgot to lock the door.
The doors are locked, I'm afraid.
Both of them, okay. Okay, in that case, I am going to...
You would know that Grounded and Rosad have your stuff, by the way.
Yeah. Is there anyone in these cells?
The one on the left of the two you're looking at has someone who's trying their best to sleep. Quite fitfully, rolling around a bit. It's not a very comfortable bed they're in. They're also painfully aware that the empty cell next to them is larger and has an unsoiled bed, and yet they've been thrown in that one. The bar appears to be shut for them, so they might be a troublemaker.
Okay.
Anything else, Green Man?
Yes, I would like to go here and open the cell.
You're gonna open the cell
Yes.
and just let him out. All right.
I'm gonna kick him and tell him, jailbreak!
He goes,
Jailbreak!
"That's a fucking lion!"
Yeah. And this lion is telling you to run for it.
He backs into the cell right against the wall. He's like, "Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!"
Or not. Very well. If you want a larger room, just pick one. It's cool.
And there is a fine trickle of urine coming out of his the bottom of his leg.
Oh, did you soil the bed yourself? Ah, I just thought you got one.
Well, he has now.
I don't know.
He's been woken up by a 7-foot-tall lion.
I'm just gonna go back to myself for now.
Okay, you're going back to your cell.
Days.
You've had some fun anyway. We'll go back to Grounded and Ruzad.
My attempt at the distraction did not go off as well as it could.
So, you are eventually... It takes about 4 days, or so it feels. But eventually you manage to end up in the office of Dalian Worms, after following possibly the slowest human to have ever existed. When he attempted to climb the stairs, you almost started crying. That's how slow he is. But you're there. You're there now. You're extremely tired, but you're there.
In the time it took you to go to a single room in this house, Eao did an entire infiltration mission.
And Greenmane made someone urinate. That's what everyone else has managed in the time it's taken you to follow someone in what is, I've already described, quite a small house. But he's there. He's fine. You know, he's finally got you to the office, and he opens the door and goes, "Guests for you, Dalian Worms. Guests." And Dalian turns and says, "How many times have I said you must refer to me as master?" And then he sees you, Grounded, and he goes, "Oh, bugger."
There's a Discord phrase there again.
Discord is not having it today.
No.
Yep.
No, it's not.
It's being extremely flaky today. I wonder if they've tried to release some new thing or something. But yeah, Dalian looks at you two and freezes. Well, it's because he recognizes Grounded. You've frozen as well. I need to stop saying freezes. This is the problem. I need to stop saying he freezes, because every time I say that, Discord freezes. Dalian looks at you and says, freezes up, because he sees you, Grounded, and he recognizes you. He doesn't recognize Rosad, but he recognizes you, and he goes, "Oh, bugger. Oh, bugger."
Yeah.
Pulls open a drawer and reaches in for something. And just has his hand under the desk. Just with his hand on something, you're not sure what.
I assume the arm is like far enough away to make sure that it's not that sort of implication.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's not that. It says, "What do you want?"
I think you should listen to what this one has to say. Might help your political goals.
My political goals? Very well,
Yes,
guard, leave
your
us.
Political goals.
He points at you again. Guard,
I'm
leave
not-
us.
I'm staying here with the person I am escort.
He says, "Very well." And he brings out a hand crossbow, rests it on the desk, pointing directly at Grounded, and says, "This is tipped with drow poison. Are you familiar?"
With drow or poison, because I've seen both, but I don't think I've seen both at once.
He blinks. Drow poison is a very particular kind of killer. It only takes one hit with this thing, and you'll be out. Not unconscious, dead. Guard, leave us.
Fine. And I'll step outside the door.
With that lug nut gone, at least we can do some business. Why do you have an escort anyway? I thought you were one.
You are a prostitute.
I keep telling people this. I'm not a prostitute. I'm a pit fighter.
They both
Also
start
a
with
tour
P.
guide.
Same sort of thing, anyway. Why aren't you in the rows?
Oh, didn't you hear? I got arrested for treason.
And you're in my house. This had better be good.
Ah, well, how do you like to prevent a diplomatic incident?
What sort?
Okay, so, long story short, do you know how I got my... Well, since you didn't know I'm a pit fighter, I suppose you didn't. Do you know why they call me the Rock from the Rock?
I presume it has something to do with birds.
Yep. I grew up on Wark. Familiar with it? Nice place.
No, not particularly. Never heard of it.
The spires of the Glarus deserts.
Oh, dreadful place. I don't send my caravans over to Glarus. They barely get through Peristar half the time.
Now, long story short, I was raised by a community of Aaracokra that live on them. Thing is, they're crumbling, so yeah, basically they sent me down here to see if I could help secure more, scaffolding, concrete, that sort of thing.
He waves a hand and goes,
So,
right, but I don't care about your life story. What's that got to do with a diplomatic incident?
Ah, well, see, essentially, I'm technically here on a diplomatic mission, procuring it, but obviously I got arrested for treason. Thing is, before I got myself arrested, working for... Yeah, well, that's a long story in of itself, but basically the head of the guild, I'm not even sure what the charges are, but he set us up for something. But before then, I basically wrote, I wrote home, told them everything that happened, even stuff I should have really been keeping quiet, and that includes, do you remember my orc friend? You had a bit of an argument with him, and do you remember a few days later, you know what happened then?
Tilts the crossbow
that was
directly at you.
Thing is, if I die or get executed, they'll know everything and they'll have questions. They'll come here asking questions, lots and lots and lots of questions.
What
Awkward
exactly did you tell them about me?
Not much about you, just literally what happened. I mean, it's not really any of my business. It's just a thing that happened to me. Okay.
It's not like I've got to hold this up really, really high just to get it on camera.
Now look, you have an opportunity here.
He's holding it sideways because he's down with the youth.
They put the sights on those things for a reason. On the top of those things for a reason.
What's your proposal then?
That's simple. You help me prevent.
Sorry.
This is turning into an internet meme.
Turning.
Simple. Yeah. Fair point. Okay, you help me prevent a diplomatic incident and not get executed. You get credit for preventing a diplomatic incident and uncovering a corrupt Marshal. You get the accolades. I don't get executed. Everyone wins.
Lightminster, the man's a fool. He's not corrupt. He's just an idiot. How do I... so, you want my help, and in exchange you'll keep quiet. Call it what it is. It's blackmail.
Yeah, it's not really blackmail. It's just a Well, I didn't plan any of this. I just wrote home, and it's just a thing that sort of happened. I mean,
The fact you did it by accident
anything.
doesn't make me feel any better about it. What do you want me to do to prevent the diplomatic incident?
Right. Well, surely you have some contacts in the government. Can't you, Well, do you know... Don't you at least know someone who'll at least hear me out?
No. You are wanted for treason. You don't get a fair trial. You don't get a fair trial for anything here. If you want out of this, you're going to have to prove your innocence. You're not going to get a trial to do it in, though. You're going to need incontrovertible proof. And you're going to need the culprit. Guards here don't do a thing unless you do all the work for them.
Yeah, I noticed that, actually. I mean...
I'll tell you what I can do,
Very
though.
liftable, though.
I can tell you where he is.
Oh, yeah?
Past few days, he's been at the Providium.
What's he been doing there?
Hold up there. There's quite a few palace guards. They've often got diplomatic quarters that visiting ambassadors might stay in. He has decided to take one of those for himself. It has ruffled a few feathers, but he's paying for it. Past 2 days, since, your arrest, actually. I suppose it's because they didn't get all of you, did they? He's there, and he's not going to be leaving anytime soon until you're all, well, dancing the hemp fandango.
Yeah, here, does some things I want to avoid, thank you.
But that's where he's going to be, and you're going to have to bring him to justice.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay. Very well. Okay, one last thing then. And then I take out my letter. Okay, if anything happens to me, what sort of, do you deal with building supplies at all?
Occasionally, if I need a warehouse built.
Okay, so I just put the letter on the desk. There's a lucrative contract. If anything happens to me, there's quite a lucrative contract. Make sure they get a discount, please.
He takes it in his other hand, the one that's not holding the crossbow, and holds it up kind of far away from his face so that he can keep an eye on you while having a look at it. Yeah, that'll do. Very well. Well, get to it.
Okay.
If you're successful, I'll give you whatever assistance I can to pick up the pieces. But I can't do anything until Lightminster's dealt with.
Okay then. Okay, escort, let's go.
And
Just as you're
we'll
leaving,
go.
he says, I thought that was your job again. And the two of you make your extremely slow way out of the building again. I mean, if you want, you do remember the way. You can probably just walk past him. But otherwise, it'll take about 4 hours to get out.
Okay, I literally roll into the retainer's arms and I just forward roll out of the door.
Yeah, just both of us just lift him up and just walk him to the door.
Try and walk him into a fridge somewhere in Croft Manor and lock him in and then just go your own way. You're going to be fine.
That says a lot about
Like
you, Nick.
Prince Philip.
That says a lot about you.
Yes, I'm old. We're gonna.
I more meant the fact that you would lock him in the fridge like the monster you are.
Of course. We're
Oh, come on,
gonna
everyone did that.
briefly then stop for a second and get plans from each of you. Eao, you know where the Low Marshal is. You know that he's going to be surreptitiously unguarded very soon. You know it's not going to be immediate because the High Inquisitor's got to do his job.
So can I assume, like, Probably the next day.
Next day, almost certainly.
Okay.
Ruzad and Grounded, you know where he is. You don't know about the guard level. You do know he's there for extra protection, though, so can make some assumptions based on that. Greenmane, you've made a man wet himself. What's your plan for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna have a long rest.
You're gonna have a long rest. Okay. Would everyone like a long rest before heading to the Providium? Because that would give you all a level up to level 5 if you would like to.
That would
I
be
would-
a good excuse for a break. So
Yeah, I would also like to attempt to meet up with Rosad and
Of course.
Grounded.
You can probably meet up fairly safely at the Bronze Helm. That's one place that none of the Watch know that you lot frequent. Because if they did, the Bronze Helm probably would have been shut down by now. It's the best secret that you know of. So that would probably be your best place to hide. But the overlay, by the way, is going to say level 4 for the rest of today, because there's no way I was getting that done in time to swap over to level 5 the moment you leveled up. But you did manage at the end of last session to get enough experience to get to level 5, and once you've finished a long rest, you will be level 5.
not quite enough, but you did say that we'd get enough after the solution with the Tavern Guard.
Which, yeah, and you managed to get away. I mean, Greenmane hasn't, but functionally speaking, you managed to get away. And I think you've all done enough to earn enough to be level 5 now. So, yeah, we'll take a break here, because it's 9 o'clock. And during which Greenmane will serve out his last few hours of his sentence, as he is due to be released tomorrow. Eao, Ruzad, and Grounded will meet at the Bronze Helm to discuss the information they've gained and make a plan going forward, and they'll most importantly level up. So I'm going to go to the break screen.
My health roll is in Astral.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and see if this goes better
yeah, I
than
should
my
probably
previous
do my health.
rolls.
Greenmane so far has only rolled 1s for health. Is it a 1?
That's a 5.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
Yeah, that's 7 hit points.
Yeah, nice. All right, I'm going to hit the break. Your cameras will all disappear, but you will still be audible as per usual. Boom.
Yep.
And I'll go to the normal adventure music because we've been on suspense music for a little bit. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to go to the loo and get a drink. Imagine being too stressed out for crime. Disgusting. Right, I'm going to bring our cameras back on, and we're all back. Welcome back, everyone.
Too stressed for my...
So, a night has
Sort of like Too Fast
passed.
for Love.
We will start with Greenmane. Greenmane, you are, well, released. You're let out in the morning by some orderlies who lead you up the steps to the grounds and just let you go unceremoniously. One of them says, "And don't do it again." Although they've not looked at the sheet, they don't actually know what it is you've done. Hang on, there we go.
And thus,
follow me in here, so I'm good.
prisoner
Not
52601
that I know
has
what
been
I'm in
released.
Yeah, you're released for the despicable crime of stealing bread. And you're all good. You don't actually know where the rest of the party are, though. But I presume Eao, Ruzan, and Grounded, you've gone to the Bronze Helm.
I'm gonna go to the Bronze Helm because I think that seems
Also,
like the
that
most
or the
likely
back room
place.
of the Scarlet. The back room of the Bloody Rose.
Back room of the Scarlet, you're saying.
Wow.
You named it already, eh?
Crikey.
So that's what you've been getting up to in your free time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ruse isn't interested in the female persuasion.
So,
I mean, Scarlet is a shapeshifter.
your plans, I presume, are to converge on the Providium, where Karos Lightminster is currently less defended than you expect.
I mean, if I'm meeting up with them, I will tell them that we're going to have free reign.
That's true. That's
Oh
true.
joy.
Now,
Do they normally charge for weather around here?
God. Oh dear.
Sorry. Do we have to take the
Rain.
Tiefling?
Now
Rain.
that's a druid racket right there, like controlling the weather for money. Yeah. There probably are some people that will change the weather for you. Like, you know, there's this service, this company for extremely rich people. What they'll do is they'll put silver nitrate in the clouds to stop clouds forming, so that you can ensure that your birthday is a sunny day and that sort of thing. I'm certain there are druids doing exactly the same thing for the right amount of money. So. Everything is frozen. Oh no, we're getting back. We're good.
You missed out on the rant.
That's alright, it was just me ranting about corporate America. So, we come back though to...
Ooh.
Nope, you're back.
Well, that was a new one.
Yeah, that was a new one.
Cameras going in and out. That was fascinating.
So, you approach the Providium. The Providium is a massive marble building. It's huge. I mean, Eao, you've already seen it several times. Grounded, you might have seen it once. Rizad, you've probably seen it in your travels. Grounded, you won't have seen it recently because it's in the Summer District. But honestly, your ban from the Summer District is probably less of a worry at the moment, given there is 1,000 gold piece bounty on your head now. Comparatively, probably not a problem. So
also, while I was at the Bronze Helm, I did pay off my debt.
Okay, so knock off 100 gold piece worth of silver ingots, and T-Bolt looks a little bit flushed as you pay him off. But
there's just 20 gold or silver ingots stacked on the bar.
Yeah. He's had weirder, honestly. He's dealt with weirder coming across the bar. He's fine with that. Okay, how would you like to approach the Providium? There is obviously the entrance is open to the public. You can just walk on in if you want. And you don't currently know where in there Lightminster is. It's quite likely he's in some diplomatic halls, which are most likely not right near the front, and probably in a closed-off area. It might be that if none of the guards are there at all, that you can just walk on in, but you don't know that for sure. There might be some area in between that you're going to have to get through to get to it. That may still be guarded. It might be essentially the equivalent of you having to get through an entire office block before you can get to the area that's now unguarded. Or you can try approaching from the outside via other means. The walls are quite high here, as you wouldn't be the first people to try and do a murder in the Providium. And you certainly won't be the last. So those areas are still guarded. They're going to still be guarded because most of the Parliament are here. It's not just... Oh, sorry.
I actually got a plan. I actually have a plan for this. I'm going to cast Disguise Self and turn myself back into Elven Noble.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to one of the guards and introduce myself and demand that he tell me where the diplomatic quarters are.
Okay. He's gonna do it. You're a diplomat. You're an elf. I'm just thinking it through in my head, but I think that's all fine. That all makes sense. So he says, well, of course. I'm sorry, we weren't expecting you today. I thought you'd left already. But if your plans have changed,
of course, then
by all means we can sort that out. There'll be no problem at all. We're good friends, of course, with Anne Patras. Do follow me. Is your entourage here, or are they?
Yes, and I wave them forward. They will be my personal protection. I assume that won't be an issue.
No, very well, sir. Very well. And he gestures you all to follow him, and he takes you in to the main hall of the Providium. Takes you along past all of the desks. There's no T-Bolt there today, but it's still extremely busy, and you head through several back rooms that look a lot less lavish than the Providium. The Providium's all like statues and that sort of thing. But once you get to the back of it, I don't know if any of you have ever been to the back end of a hotel, but it looks a lot more function over form. The walls become uncut stone, and there's rough wood everywhere. It looks like you're around near sort of a kitchen area. He says, "Sorry, just come this way. We've had a slight change to the diplomatics quarters. So just come this way. We'll get you in there fine. Don't worry." And he guides you through several twisting corridors. And then you come out in an area that looks once again like the opulence that you would expect for this sort of area. And he says, sorry to have to take you through the tradesman's entrance. We've been making some modifications to the main entrance. We weren't expecting anyone here, so do forgive me for that. But welcome. Obviously, you'll find everything the way you left it.
Just point me to my room.
He points down the corridor and says, well, up the stairs, if you take a left, go along the balcony, and it's the third door there, and most of the other rooms here are unoccupied, as I said, because we're having maintenance work. Don't go in the first door on the right, though. That is occupied, but otherwise you have free reign, as you would expect.
Very well. You're dismissed. Go. Shoot.
He nods, attempts a bow, but the armor's quite restrictive, so the best he does is... And then he backs away and back through the tradesman's entrance. So you're now in a much more opulent area. This room is sort of like a massive hallway. There's large statues on either side of... These are newer statues. These are Karakian war heroes. And there's thick carpeting along the ground. There's along the center, and then outside of that there's some pristine marble tiling. There's a big lavish staircase that goes up, splits into two directions, left and right, and then there's two balconies going alongside as well. Everything's quite large here. The ceilings here about 100 feet up, and are ridged with glass to let natural light come through.
And not a guard in sight, I assume?
Not a guard in sight, unusually. But then, you were just told that some maintenance work is being done.
Isildoon, you magnificent bastard.
So you have free reign of the area, and you do have a room that you can go to. Most of the doors here are not just unlocked but wide open, with the exception of the first door on the right up the stairs, which is closed.
So, what do you say? Shall we get our revenge?
Well, how much of our revenge are we getting at this time?
I mean, he's right there. So I assume...
No. Can we just sort of, maybe find some proof against him? I mean, that's revenge. Maybe we just see him hang.
Let's just say I handled the proof part. There's a reason there are no guards here today.
Yeah.
Today isn't about what's right, what's wrong, what will put us in the best position or what. Today is about us. And it's about him.
Well, as long as you've put some backup plans in place, sure.
I mean, granted, we'll have to lay low a couple days afterwards, but...
Okay.
I don't think that'll be an issue for most of us.
Okay. Do we have to murder him? Can we,
Oh, I would very much like to murder him.
Okay.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be fun.
So unless anyone else here has anything they want to do before we start, we can make an approach.
Oh no, Ruse is willing to make the approach after how much they've been screwed over.
Okay, can I try and climb to the ceiling and slip into the air vents?
Can't see any air vents in this room. It looks like they are relying on the fact that the volume of the room itself is so large to sort of essentially push all the air around as it goes through a large set of doors. What you can see if you look up is there are a large set of rafters going up ahead to support the roof. They're jotted about in about 20-foot increments, essentially, across. So it'd be massive beams going across, then 20 feet of window above you, skylight, beautiful, and then another set of massive beams to support it.
Okay, I climb up to the rafters. Can I see a way into the room at all?
Not really, no. So what you can see from up here, you can obviously see through the glass, but what you can also see from up here is you can see down onto the balcony where the room is, and it is like a hotel room. It's a flat wall. It's is beautifully appointed with marble and lovely wallpaper and stuff like that. But all you can see from here is just a door. It's a beautiful door. It's mahogany. It's got gold trim in it, but it's a closed door. There are no windows through into it or anything like that, because the diplomats, if there's multiple diplomats from different areas, they need their privacy in the case of some summit or something like that.
Okay.
Assuming no one else has any preparations, Ao's going to approach the door.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing, so...
Okay.
And...
Let me bring you onto a map then.
Okay.
Okay. So, if I move you in, you'll have come in about here. Okay, you may need to hit, I think it's enter, isn't it, to recenter your camera onto it. And I will
enter.
Put the map onto the screen. So, you can see the big statues, you can see the bits on the side here are balconies. So underneath there is also space to stand and get some cover if you need to in the middle of combat. But these balconies are 15 feet up. The staircase in the north end it takes you up the 15 feet. And there's a balcony on either side, as you can see. It's quite an open, sparse area, but it is meant to be sort of lavish and opulent, and there's potentially quite a few groups of people from different countries that might end up staying here at once, so they need quite a bit of space. Because if you push them all together, certain old quarrels tend to come out pretty quickly. There can't be fighting here. This is the war room.
That joke is never not funny.
Greenmane, are you standing on top of a statue? This statue is
I am
itself
up there.
15 feet high.
I don't think I've caught up with them. I was heading to the front end.
You would have caught up with them first. You got released early
Fine.
morning. You definitely are
Okay,
here.
so I won't be here. Okay, good.
The other reason
And
is
you would
this is
definitely have all of your stuff
absolutely
back.
the finale of the entire of Act 1 of the Guild of Icons. You're not missing it, and not least because they will need you to beat it.
Is it just me or is Rosette not on the map?
Rosette's down here, southeast of you.
Because Rosette is not everyone else but Rosette is appearing for me.
Interesting.
It did tell me to refresh the map because it was saying it was having trouble loading all the characters. So maybe you should do this.
Yeah. So in the top
Thanks,
right of this
Astral.
map is where the door will be, and essentially if I do a little drawing, if I mark it with the freehand brush,
There we go.
Wow, that was a big drawing. I need a much smaller brush. There you go. That's where the door is. Obviously, it's not open at the moment, but that's where the door is that you're aiming for.
Upstairs, downstairs.
Upstairs. On the right.
As I approach the door, is there like any evidence that the firethorn may be nearby?
Scorch marks, do you mean? Roll me a
Scorch mark or like, noise from the other side of the door?
Roll me a perception check.
I'm sorry, what? Although, like, scorch marks would be much more definitive.
Roll me a perception check, please.
A perception check. That is a 14.
Okay, with a 14, you can see not scorch marks, but you can see an area of carpet that looks much less faded than the rest of it. Perhaps a rapid replacement has been made nearby. You can't see, obviously, what has caused it. It may not be scorch marks. It may be something completely different, spilt wine or something like that. But certainly, there has been some incident here. On the other hand, as you're listening, as you approach the door, you can hear what sounds a little bit like little footprints, tiny little footprints, animal footprints, most likely. They sound a little bit scritchy.
Okay, I'm going to do something I haven't done for a while. I'm going to use my helm and probe the room to see how many people are in there.
Okay, you're using the detect forts side of your helm of telepathy to determine if there are people nearby. It's a 30-foot radius, isn't it? I believe
60. Oh wait, sorry. Hang on a second. I'll just
60.
double check.
It won't matter if you're near the door. You'll be close enough, I think, to detect at least one person. And yeah.
No, you're right. It is 30.
30 feet. 30 feet by the door. You're going to detect the forts. Certainly of one person. Sure. You're just going for surface forts, right?
Yeah, just going for surface, just to try and determine how many potential people there are in there.
The first surface fort that you'll hit is extreme boredom. Extreme boredom. They are so bored. They have done nothing but just sit around. They're so bored. You then grab a second thought. It's much more nervous. You're not sure if it's nerves of fear or if it's nerves as in something big is about to happen and they're hoping it goes their way. So you're not sure if it's like the nerves that someone who thinks they're about to win the lottery is feeling, or nerves of someone who thinks they might die soon. But there's also a third feeling there, and that third one is mainly focused on pain. And the pain that they are feeling at the moment.
Okay, I'll relay this to the group around me. Obviously, I can't quite relay it to Grounded, who is on the ceiling. But I'm going to guess the other two are around me, so I can let them know the numbers we should be looking at.
Yep.
Anyone else to knock and yell room service?
I'll knock, but not for room service. I'm going to use disguise self to make myself look like a generic guard.
Okay. You would have seen guards here when you were here yesterday, so that's fine.
Just to increase that just a tad, I will also do so. Just
okay.
so
And
mark
there
off
are at
one
least
spell
two of us
slot
that look like we should be here.
And now just sort of hide nearby.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
roll me
going
a
to-
stealth check, please, Grounded. And over to you, Eao. You are disguising yourself as a guard.
I'm going to hold an action for now. I'm not sure if I have to do that, but like out of combat, but
Yeah. If you ready an action now, if you're doing any preparation for when the door opens, if you go ahead and declare it now, essentially.
Yeah, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to prepare my my rapier for an attack.
Okay.
Depending on who opens the door, specifically.
Who will you attack and who?
I am.
Anyone. I will attack anyone but the Firethorn, and I have a reason for that. That we'll go into later if that happens.
Okay.
And
just stand close to the walls to be less likely to be immediately noticed.
That's an 11 on stealth.
11 on stealth. Greenmane, if you are attempting to hide against the wall, please roll me a stealth check. Although, bear in mind, if they just look at you, they will likely see you. But, you know.
Yes. Plus disadvantage. That is a 9, I think.
Okay.
Check.
And Ruzad, are you readying any actions?
Yes, I am readying Crown of Madness.
Crown of Madness. And Crown of Madness, do you have any particular trigger for when this goes off, or is it just, I see someone, I'm going to put Crown of Madness on?
When I see someone who is not Lightminster, I will be going for who I think is the biggest threat to Lightminster and Crown of Madnessing them.
Interesting.
But wait, the biggest threat to Lineminster or the biggest threat to us?
Because the biggest threat to Lightminster right now is Eao.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, that's not us.
Okay.
I'm not going to Crown of Madness Eao.
Okay, fair
Although
enough.
that would make for an interesting battle.
Alright, so you knock on the door. And the door opens. And the person who opens the door is a wounded-looking Ardent Crystrid. If you are about to attack or do anything, we will roll initiative, and it will be a surprise round.
How far into the room can we actually see?
So, looking into the room from where you are, you can see Crystrid at the door, obviously. In the back, lying against a chaise longue, is the Firethorn. She looks extremely bored, and there is a small fox made of flames dancing at her feet. You can't see Lightminster currently, but you can't see the whole room. He could just have ducked behind a wall, like, out of terror. You're certain there is a third person.
I'm going to speak to... Who is it again?
You've got Ardent Crystrid.
I'm going to speak to Ardent and say, I have news about the escaped traitors. They have all been captured.
She looks up at you, all the way up, because I think there's about a 3-foot high difference, and she winces a little and says, "That's good news. That's good news. I'll let the Marshal know. Thank you for that," and goes to close the door.
I have been ordered to take him directly.
Oh, hold on, that all broke up. What was that again?
I do have other news for the Marshal, but I've been told to only tell him directly. The news does come from the High Inquisitive himself.
Then he can come himself. Thank you. And she goes to close the door properly.
Well, there goes negotiation, and Eao slices.
Okay, so that is going to be initiative. Let's have initiative rolls from everyone. This will be a surprise round. I don't think Ardent's expecting this. So let me just get.
Okay.
Wait, which one of these steps?
Because my initiative didn't go through there.
Okay, I got a 13.
Hold on a sec. I'll do it in groups to make it easier.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Okay, who got more than 20? Hold on, Google's jumped in. There we go. No one got more than 20? Okay, anyone got more than 15?
I've got exactly 20.
Oh, you've got exactly 20. Okay, so you are at 20. Okay, excellent. Then we have Like that. Okay, anyone more than 10?
I got 13.
13, okay. Greenman, did you get -1 again or something?
Just 9.
Okay, anyone more than 5?
I got 9.
You got 9, okay.
So that's 2 9s.
What's
I'd
your
probably go
dex
after
modifier, Aya?
Mine +2.
+2.
So's mine. I'll ladies first.
Yeah. Can you roll me a d20, please? Because you're also tying with someone else.
Me or
You, Aya.
19.
19. Okay, it's going to be you before them. And Greenman, can you roll me a d20 as well? Because you're also tied with the same person.
15.
15. Okay, so. And then. Oh, holy shit, wow. Wow, he did badly. It's presumably all the brandy. Okay.
Presumably.
We are going to combat mode, so let's bring the combat music on.
Oh, right. Music.
Position-wise, they're sort of basically here. The person at the front is going to be Ardent Christrid. And then further back is the Fire Fawn. You'll note I've changed the art for her. And hiding away is the Low Marshal, who does not look like that, but that's the closest I could find for a human fighter. So he's a good deal more old and drunk, but he's still in there. Top of the round, we go to Ruzad.
Which will be a simple one here, because my Crown of Madness would go off on Olorel.
Okay, so what happens when you cast Crown of Madness?
A magical crown appears on their head, and I pretty much take over their actions.
What does
unless they can do a wisdom save.
What does your crown look like? And I'll roll a wisdom save while we're at it.
Like jagged wrought iron.
That is an 18 for Honora.
Yeah, that will pass.
She has proficiency, unfortunately, in wisdom saves.
Yeah.
She's a druid. They do that.
Yeah, no, but it was still worth a shot.
Oh, absolutely. If you'd taken control of her, that would have been amazing. Yeah. Okay, you can, of course, move as you would like.
Yeah. Yeah, just quickly refreshing the thing so I can try and see if I can see the extra part of the map.
You won't be able to see the extra part of the map, no. They're kind of ducked inside of a wall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yay.
They're further
Thank
behind.
you,
They're further behind Christrid. You will be able to attack them with ranged weaponry and the like, but Christrid is blocking the door.
Okay, in which case, I will just move into space to press Christrid, considering I've used my action so I can't attack.
Okay. So you're going to press...
which I'll get you to do for me, because Astral's being a bit weird on logging me back in.
Okay, so I'll move you right up against Christrid.
Yep.
And it is Christrid's go, actually. Christrid is next on initiative. So, Christrid holds her holy symbol to her chest for a second, and she...
This is a surprise round, is it not?
Yes. Unfortunately, she... Oh, no. I was reading the wrong person. She's... she's surprised. Sorry, there is one of them that was unable to be surprised, but I believe that was Ansel, because of the Iron Defender. So, yes, she is, in fact, surprised. So, we then go to Grounded.
Okay. I'll just take the aim action and shoot the paladin then.
Okay, you're going to shoot at the Paladin. Go for it. with advantage, of course, because you're steadying your aim, a new rule that is in Tasha's that rogues can do.
Okay. That's 24 to hit.
24 to hit definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. That's 8 piercing plus 10 sneak attack.
18 piercing damage. Excellent. Let me pop that on. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Any movement? Oh no, you've got no movement.
Yeah. Is how far away is Olorel?
Olorel is about 20 feet away.
Okay, I'll hit her with my Wells from the Grave then.
Okay. Is that a bonus action?
Basically, I'll take these out. Basically, if I get a sneak attack, I can basically just use it again. I get it for free against any.
If it's a free action, that's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just if it's a bonus action, you've already used it. But then go for it. Do remember that will have increased as your sneak attack has increased. And your Wails from the Grave are halved, rounded up, unlike most halvings. So you'll be 2d6 for Wails from the Grave now.
Ooh.
I checked it this morning just to be sure.
Oops.
But it's indeed how you spelled it. Twice slash.
Just click on the D6 button below it twice. It'll stack.
Yeah, that's easy. Oh, I had to have the brackets. All makes sense now. And that's still a... Okay, that's still a 4.
4. Okay. Well, it's still good. 4 damage. Ghostly wails shriek around Olorel. And you know, she's a little bit hungover, so it's doing 4 damage to her because just the noise alone. Okay, with that we go to Eao. Eao, you are right in front of Ardent Crystrid, and again, she is surprised.
Because she is surprised, do I have advantage?
No, you don't.
However, because she is technically engaged with Rosette, I do believe I do get the sneak attack.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's within 5 feet of Rosette, so you get sneak attack damage.
Yeah, that is a 22 to hit.
22 to hit does hit, yep.
That is 19 damage.
19 damage, okay. Excellent. She is now bloodied. This is compared to how much health she started with, but she actually started with a lot less health than she would normally have. So, you've done half of her remaining health. I'll put it that way. She essentially was bloodied to start with. Okay.
And
if
that'll
that's,
be my turn.
If that's you, we go to Greenmane. Greenmane, I'm afraid your hiding has not worked.
Very well. I shall move in here and slap her about a bit with a glaive.
Okay.
So that's not gonna hit. That's a natural 1 for the first strike.
You love to see it. You've got multi-attack now thanks to your Eldritch Invocation?
Yep, and so the second attack is going to be a 20 to hit.
A 20. That is enough.
Okay. What the fuck was my dice? That was. So that's gonna be 9 points of damage.
9 points. What kind of damage? Slashing. Yeah. Okay. So you're using your spectral glaive, the one that pops in and pops out of existence as you need from your pocket dimension, and you're doing 9 points of damage. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. With that done, we go to Olorel, who's surprised. We go to Lightminster, who is surprised and drunk. And we go back to the top of the round to Ruzad the Blasting.
Okay, just letting you know, so that you know what I actually am doing. I am sword and boarding at the moment.
Okay. Sword and shield, giving yourself a bonus to armor class.
Yep, and a disadvantage on some other things. But yeah. Okay. I will press the advantage on Ardent
Okay.
and just attack with my scimitar.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 24.
That hits. Very nice. We're getting some good attack rolls with the exception of Green Mane.
Ardent is not having a good day.
No. This is a bad day for Ardent Christian.
Yeah. That is 11 plus I will use my flourish to, I believe that is another d6, but just let me double check. Flourish. Slashing flourish. That is an extra d6.
Okay.
Just bear with me and I'll give you the full amount of damage.
Can you re-roll your attack roll, please? She gets to do this once. But when an attack hits her, she can force you to re-roll the attack roll.
Okay. Just bear with.
Being a halfling, she is exceptionally lucky, essentially.
That takes it to 20.
Okay, that's just enough. Well done. So yes, continue.
In which case that is 15 damage.
15 damage. Excellent. All right, she's not looking great at all. She is on the last dregs of her health. Anything else with the remnants of your movement and action? Oh, sorry, bonus action, I suppose.
Because they're still standing in the doorway, not at this time though.
Okay. With that, we go to Kristrid, and she holds her holy symbol and mutters a prayer to herself, and she casts a spell on herself. And then she is going to attack. And she's going to strike at one each, I think. One each on you. One on Eao, one on Resides. Good times. So the first one on Eao.
In that order?
Yeah, in that order. First one will be on Eao. That is 15 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Okay, so that's going to be...
And as my reaction, I'm going to use with the Moonlit Devil.
Okay. So with the Moonlit Devil is swapping places, isn't it? No, swapping damage.
Yes.
It's reflecting, isn't it?
No, with the Moonlit Devil is the attack still, her attack still goes through. She makes a strength check against my acrobatics check.
Ah, yes.
If it succeeds, we switch places and I get an attack.
Okay, that's it. All right. So the damage for that attack then, that is 6 piercing damage. So she's got to make an athletics check. That is
No, she makes strength check. I make
strength
the
checks. All right. Okay. All right. She got 16.
Okay. Can I get the damage first that she did?
Oh yeah, that was 6 damage.
Okay.
That was the 6 piercing.
And she got a 16?
Yeah, she got a 16 on her strength check. So her Morning Star clashes into you.
And I got a...
Faster pierce.
that is a 17. Thank you, proficiency.
Hey.
Increased.
So you two swap places. I'll move Astrid around. And move you over to there. There we go. And you can make an attack with your not superiority die, with your magician's die. Sorry, you can tell I'm looking at a fighter.
I mean,
Actually-
same idea.
Actually, the magician's die was for the swap places. I didn't even add that in.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is just a straight regular attack.
Okay.
And that is a 15.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
No.
Basically a pillbox. Very much like Sundry Garrick, actually, now I think about it. Maybe I have a thing for making extremely small, extremely high-armoured characters.
But on the right side, I am in the room now.
Yes, you are. You're in the room. And with that, we go to Grounded.
Wasn't there a second attack?
Oh, yeah, there totally was. And you are still in range. So, Ruzad. That ain't going to hit. That is a 9.
Yeah, no. That's
Oh, sorry, an
not
11,
gonna hit.
but I'm assuming that still doesn't hit.
Yeah, no, it doesn't hit. My AC is definitely higher than that.
Yeah. So yeah, the second one, she's a bit surprised because she's just been spun around by Eao. While she thought she had the upper ground, she thought she had the narrow area that she could defend very well. She's now out of that, and she makes a swinging attack at you, just completely misses. And now we do go to Grounded.
Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to take the teeth out because I don't learn.
Learning is definitely not for members of the Guild of Icons.
Now, actually, I've learnt a new trick. I reach into my pocket, fumble about in my alchemy kit. Wait. Yep. Just sort of pretend to scratch my eye, and then a moment later, I cast invisibility.
Okay, you cast invisibility, and you are invisible now. Wonderful.
Excellent.
Neat trick. Yeah.
Like spinning. Spinning is a good trick.
Yeah.
Yes, so is spinning. Eao has just done that quite successfully. So, with your go done, we go to Eao. Speaking of,
I still have my movement.
you do still have your movement. That's true.
Okay. I'm going to use my dash action just to see how close I can get.
Okay, you're using your
door.
cunning action as a rogue to bonus action dash.
Yep. And I'm just going to try and... Wait. How far away was I? Okay, so I was 50 feet from the door, so I'm just going to try and... while invisible, just try and climb up the wall and then hop under the door frame to get inside the room.
You'll struggle to do that as Eo's currently in there, in the way
Okay.
there. But you can stand over the doorway. Currently, Eao doesn't know you're there, though. So Eo's not going to be able to step out of your way as you approach, because there's no sign of you,
invisible.
because you're invisible. But, you know,
Not great their invisibility, so you got that her on the shoulder.
yeah, with your invisibility, it drops the moment you do an attack or anything like that. So, but you're there. You know, if someone comes out of the door now, you have a perfect position to do a sneak attack of some kind.
Yep. Okay, I'll just hang about invisible over the door then.
Okay. We now go to Greenmane.
Is that right?
We go to Eao, sorry. It's because I'd already said a second ago we go to Eao, so my mind was like, all right, we go to the next one. Over to you, Eao.
I can see Oriel, right?
Yes, you can see her perfectly fine.
How does she? First of all, how does she look? Like, emotion-wise.
She looks great.
Bored.
Amazing. Bored, but great.
So she's not really, like, surprised about all this?
Not a huge amount of surprise, actually, for her, but then she has ways of getting information, as all druids do at the level that she's at. She's she's less bored now that it's combat, but she's not had a chance to set anything on fire yet, so she's still ultimately a little tired of things. She is behind the Challenge, though, so she does have half cover, if that matters.
I'm going to use my turn to talk to her real quick, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I will say, it's Silver. Isn't that what you told us? Why you betrayed us?
Probably.
Eao will take her hat of holding. She'll shake it, and 80 silver ingots will fall onto the ground.
Okay, she's going to look at
Leave.
that.
Just take it and leave. This doesn't concern you anymore. Take it, take your friend, go to whatever church you need for healing, and leave. It's silver, isn't it?
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion. That is a 19 plus numbers. What's my persuasion?
That's a good roll.
That is a flat 20 total.
Just checking. Yeah. Okay. She gets up, lazily, floats towards the silver, picks it up, snaps her fingers, and Hestia, the wildfire fox, hops onto her shoulders. And she disappears in a loud clap of fire using the fiery teleportation. Gone.
Does she take her ally with her?
Do you mean the fox or?
No, the
Oh
paladin.
no. Arden
Because
Christian is very much
I did
still.
say she could take her friend and go.
Ah, well, she took that to mean the firefox. And she's gone.
I mean, I gave her a chance.
I've just accidentally hit the back button
Poor
on my
Chrisfred.
mouse. So, hold on a sec. We'll be back in a sec. I've just fucked it. There we go. All right, we're back. So she's not on the initiative anymore. She's gone.
Can I say one more thing to her ally?
To Ardent Christred? Sure.
Yeah. Your friend's gone. Do you wish to stick around as well?
She turns to you and spits in your face.
Oh, that's an answer.
I mean, I believe that's my turn, so.
In your travels with her, she's pretty much always given you the feeling that she's very honor-bound compared to the rest of them. A lot of the somewhat more illegal activities have not sat very well with her, but she is honor-bound. But yeah, you have convinced Olorel to leave. And very well done indeed.
And I am very low on my silver.
I was going to say, speaking of which, inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's a great use.
Speaking of which, do you still have rather silver?
I mean, I still have a bit. But...
Speaking of which, where's my money,
Lebowski?
Lebowski?
Anyway.
Wachowski? Lebowski, yeah, Big Lebowski, yeah.
Lebowski.
Not Wachowski.
And they sort of start doing it in Roz's voice, and then that raises some interest.
Where's my money, Chelsea?
You know, looking back on things, stealing all that silver has done nothing but benefit us.
It turns out having a lot of money is very good in this world. So, yeah, you've gotten her out of it, but Ardent is still in there and is now a little bit angrier, in fact, at the betrayal.
But I believe that's my move.
Okay.
Because I did use an item.
That sounds great. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I did use an item, which is my action, so I believe that's my move.
Yep, that sounds good. And we go to Greenmane.
I would like to put Ardent down to sleep.
Casting sleep or?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Slamming my glaive onto her head.
I was going to say, I think he more means pulling the blow just a tad.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you
not-
knocking
not
her
going for a
out, or
kill.
are you
Yes,
the
I'm
vet's
knocking her
version of
out.
putting her to sleep? I don't know. Okay, with an attempt
but
to
I
knock
missed
out.
this first attack,
Okay.
and the second attack is also going to miss, so I don't do much of anything.
Okay.
I'm going to step closer then,
You're going to step closer. Okay. So you'll be
and behind.
assisting, of course, as a distraction while you're there. Okay, with Greenmane done, Karos Lightminster's coming in. You've never seen him this sober.
That
And
will explain the nervousness.
he's moving in and he sees you there. And he
Does
says,
this mean he's at disadvantage because he's getting DTs?
"So you've come for me, huh? I expected such. and he is holding a rapier, which he's drawn from a cane and pulled it out.
Ooh.
And he is.
And I raise my rapier to match his.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna be like the fight at the end of Hook. This is.
I'll have you know, Lightminster, that I've already won. Even if you somehow kill us all, the High Inquisitor's got your number.
Well, I'll just kill you all, and we'll see what happens afterwards, shall we? Okay. He goes to strike, and that is
And
a
that's why he
natural
was
one.
off.
That is a natural one. Second attack.
Oh, wait. It was a natural one, you said.
It was a natural one, yeah.
I may have raised my rapier to make this honorable, but Eao does not fight honorable.
Okay.
Magician's die. Yeah, she's going to dazzle him.
Okay. Go for the razzle dazzle.
Yeah, so I'm going to need him to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 20.
Yeah, no, that passes. Nothing happens.
His liver is essentially pickled, giving him proficiency in Constitution saves.
I don't think that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure that if you drink enough, you become immortal, right? So,
No,
the handful of stand
that's if you do enough drugs.
Misses him.
Unfortunate. But he is coming in for the second attack with his rapier. That time it is what has he got? Ooh, that's a 23. So
Yeah, no, that hits.
what armor are you wearing?
My armor is leather.
Leather. Okay, excellent. So you are going to take 11 points of piercing damage as the rapier goes straight at you.
Ugh.
And now for the third attack.
Ugh.
You probably have grabbed some stuff better off of any of the guard uniforms.
That is a 14.
A 14.
Okay, and that is going to be 8 piercing damage.
Gotcha.
But that's his go. That's his go. And we go to Ruzad at the top of the round.
Hello.
You got a mostly
Choices,
dead
choices,
paladin and a
choices.
mostly dead Eao. Take your pick.
Finish off Eao.
Not what I meant.
I knew what was meant, but
I was like,
okay,
oh
just
my.
to get some extra damage in, I'm just going to whisper in Lightminster's ear.
Okay.
You're done.
Oh, so that's dissonant whispers,
Of course, cast.
not healing
casting
word.
dissonant whispers at the same time. No, that would be horsecock.
Okay, he's doing a wisdom save, and he has gotten a 14 on that one.
Ooh, just passes.
Ooh. Does your DC not go up a level? No, it would be only on an ability score increase, wouldn't it? For some reason, my brain
no,
goes,
my
it goes up.
No, my DC has gone up
Oh, okay.
because I was doing that as a third level spell.
Ah.
So it's now a 14 instead of a 13.
Oh,
So
that is a
just-
shame. That is a shame. Well, you've got
Okay, so that is.
you've got second level spells still.
Oh, I've still got a third level slot. I didn't
Oh,
burn
okay.
them
I
all.
thought you only had one slot at level 5. I couldn't quite remember.
No, I'm a bard. I have 2.
Ah, full
Okay,
casters,
so that's
bastards.
19 by half. So that's 10. 18, so that's 9 psychic damage.
9 psychic damage to the low Marshal. Okay. Anything else, Ruz?
No, I think I'll stay where I am.
Okay, we go to Kristrid, who is going to take a swing at the big lion with her Morning Star. Right, that is a 20.
That hits.
Okay, doing 5 piercing damage. And
Isn't it lucky that the squishiest character
for a second
the
attack,
lowest damage roll?
that's a natural 1, but she's a halfling, so she gets to re-roll those, and that's a 20. Amazing.
Wow.
Oh, the classic halfling move. Okay, so that's going to be...
Natural 20 or just a 20?
Natural 20. 15
cool.
piercing damage. Is she going to smite? No, she's not going to smite. Mainly because I haven't put the smite on the fucking spell sheet. I put it as something else. So, she's not going to smite. You're okay, because I've just not bothered to write it down. Actually, I don't think she has Divine Smite. She's got some other thing. So,
I mean, when I asked about the Divine Smite, you did not give me Divine Smite.
yeah. So, that was... Yeah, I think she had a different one. So that's okay. She's not going to smite you and do a ridiculous amount of damage. But that's her attack. And she's feeling pretty good about herself on that one. Yeah, she is going to... No, she's going to stay where she is. I think Eao has used her reaction, technically, so she could move, but Ruz hasn't. So she's going to stay where she is. Right where she is. And we're going to go over to Grounded. Grounded, you're invisible and currently standing over a door looking straight down using the slippers of spider climbing to just sort of... At the moment, you can smell Eo's hair. And Eao has no idea.
What?
It's nice. Eao, what products do you use on your hair? It smells lovely.
See, that's a very nice product of homelessness.
It reminds
gold and
you
silver.
of home. It smells of birds.
You tried to cast Dissonant Whispers on me.
I'm doing like 2d8 psychic damage now.
The player, not the character.
Alright. Okay, so presumably I still can't squeeze through the door yet.
Not currently, no.
I mean, you may be able to
But
attack
the target
through
is
the
right
door,
there.
though. Like,
Okay.
I'm not so big I take up the whole door.
You can try to attack through the doorway. It will be probably half cover.
Yeah, I was
to
sort
do
of
so.
trying. I was sort of hoping to sort of dive through and try and tackle like Minister, but yeah. Okay, I'll just try and tackle the paladin instead.
Okay, tackle the paladin. Very nice. So,
What should what should I be rolling?
so in this case, you'll be rolling athletics, presumably because of your high strength score, and that's going to be versus her athletics. You will have advantage because you are invisible as you come in sort of out of nowhere. She's not expecting it.
Okay.
So she has
That
got.
is- That's a 22.
That beats it. She got an 18. That was close, but you beat her. Yeah, 22. You have sort of pile drived into her, and she's now grappled by you. Or if you want, that could have been a shove to the ground. Sort of running in, you kind of got either one you want. You can either grapple or shove to the ground. You can't do both.
Yeah, I've just sort of basically sort of tackled her and knocked her to the ground.
Okay.
I'm just going to sort of try and put her in a headlock and hold her there.
Okay, to do that would take 2 attacks. A shove and a grapple. So you can choose which one you've done this time, but you'll have to finish the other one next time. Because as a rogue, you do not have two attacks.
Okay. Make that shove then, so she's on the ground.
Okay, she's shoved straight down to the ground. That means attacks against her that are melee are going to have advantage until she gets up. So there's a huge benefit to knocking people prone. Range attacks are at disadvantage while you're prone, but melee attacks are going to be much easier to land on her, which is great because she's essentially a pillbox.
The allotment.
I'm going to roll a concentration check for her, I think, because I think that would break concentration. She has passed it. Okay, with that, any other movement or anything like that, Brandon?
Okay.
You are now visible, I assume, because that does count as an attack. I'm going to put you, like, there. You can be on the other side if you want, but you're sort of got to be next to her and not in Ao's space. If you do move away from her, you will take an attack of opportunity, but it will be a disadvantage because she's on the ground, just like lashing out, essentially.
Well, I can just use my disengage action.
Yeah, you can do a bonus action disengage.
Yeah, I'll disengage and hop back on the wall.
Okay, you disengage, you hop back on the wall. All right, we go to Ao.
Okay, so Ao is going to move to this side of the Lightmister, bringing the fight a bit more indoor into the room.
Okay.
And Ao is going to attack.
Go for it.
That is a 12.
Okay, that won't hit, I'm afraid. Actually, he's going to use his riposte. So, roll his superiority die. And... well, he attempts a riposte, but that was a natural 2, so I'm pretty sure that's not going to hit. He only gets to do that once as well, so he's completely wasted that.
although during this, I will ask, one thing confuses me. I get trying to start a war. I get trying to, raise your own position. But why betray us? Especially when we gave you the perfect position to betray the others.
You're much less controllable. Why have I gone with that voice? That's Hosk. You're much less controllable. Just channeling the spirit of Hosk for a moment there. The ghost of Hosk just goes, all right, mate. He goes,
Hosk, is that you?
You're much less controllable.
I suppose that's fair enough. Bonus action dagger.
Okay, go for it.
Dagger. Please go through. Okay, that's not going through. Just rolling it then.
Yep, sounds good.
That is a 18.
18. Yep, that hits. That will hit. Roll damage.
Okay. And a dagger is 1d4 plus dex?
Yes, 1d4 plus dex for daggers.
Yeah, I don't use my dagger too much, which is why I have to... That is a 3. 3 damage.
3 damage. Excellent. The knife goes and glances off the side of him, but it looks like it catches a bit of skin. Little pool of blood, but not much.
Just to check, do you have anything that gives you your dexterity modifier on the bonus action?
Oh yeah, you'd need 2 weapon fighting, wouldn't you? For the bonus action
then it's
dagger.
Just 1.
Okay. But yes, that's a good point, yeah. Mind you,
fighting against my own team.
Mind you, I mean, Ao, you very recently gained an ability as a reaction to half damage incoming, and I feel like that might have been helpful a few times so far. But
I have a lot of fun things I could do with my reaction now.
That's true. Your reaction is quite crowded compared to the usual rogue. Okay, is that your full move? I think so.
Yeah,
action, bonus action, and movement. Okay, we go to Greenmane. Greenmane, you have a small, angry-looking post box.
To move here, and I'm going to use a bonus action to roar.
You're going to do a roar. Okay. So you let out a loud, deafening roar, and it sounds a bit like. So that's going to be 2 wisdom saves, I'm assuming, unless you're also targeting it against Ruz, just to make sure, in case there's any Carnival Games players around.
I'm only targeting the. I know I've targeted Ruz before. I know.
Okay, so
I'm not.
A wisdom save is wisdom, right? Not
Yes.
charisma save. Yeah, wisdom save for Lightminster was a 16. Wisdom save for Ardent Crystrid is a 10.
That does not pass.
That does not pass. Okay, so what happens?
They became frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Okay, and frightened ones cannot approach you, and they have disadvantage on attacks while they can see you. Unless your roar says specific frightened conditions, because the frightened condition gets overwritten by like 90 things. Like
No,
the fear spell does not apply the frightened condition as is written as the frightened condition is. It's a nightmare. So yeah, they've got the bog standard frightened condition, which is rarer than every other frightened condition. Okay.
And then I will proceed to strike at Lightminster.
Is it an action to do a roar?
Bonus action.
A bonus action. We'll go for it then.
I did specify. That is a natural 20 for the first attack.
Okay. Very nice.
So I'm going to burn an Eldritch Smite for it.
Very good. You don't have to do your Eldritch Smite beforehand like some of the smites. It's
No.
good,
It's not a spell.
It's
an
like a
effect.
Divine Smite then. Yeah. Because the Divine Smite
so
you can say
that's-
afterwards, but things like I think can't remember what it is. Thunderous Smite you have to do beforehand.
Yeah. The ones that are actually spells, instead of using your spell slot to do something,
Yeah.
they usually require to be cast.
All right, let's get that
So that
damage.
is-
Smiting a paladin
is-
as a warlock. This is frankly unholy.
The Lightminster is the paladin.
Oh, against Lightminster. Sorry. Yes. No. Quite right.
Yeah.
For some reason, my brain had paladins on the mind. No. Yeah.
Although using Eldritch Smite against a paladin, that sounds about right.
That would be pretty, yeah. So that's 16 slashing damage.
16 slashing, okay.
And I'm going to need 8 d8s here. So, did I take another plastic one? Nope. Okay, then it's gonna be metal.
I feel like if
Put this
anything,
one in
you should
box.
be worried about how unconcerned I am.
I don't like it when there's more than 6 dice in a single roll.
That's basically no, it's even more powerful than a fireball that you've just unleashed. This might take
Mark it up.
several hours.
It might. So that's 20, that's 16. 41 points of force damage.
41 points
And
of
he's
force
prone.
damage, and he is prone. Okay, I'm going to move his little avatar to be upside. Actually, I'm going to move both of them to be upside down just to show that they are currently prone. Hang on, I've got to move Lightminster in just to turn him upside down, because there we go. There we go, they are both.
Which means my next attack at him is with advantage.
It will be, yes. Let me just put the numbers in. How much force damage?
41.
41. Thank you very much. Okay.
That's a
So
lot
that
of
was
damage.
56 points of damage total.
It was. Very nice.
Okay, that 10 is not gonna hit. How about an 18?
Let me just double check, actually. Ooh, yes, it will. It will.
That's gonna be less because it's not a critical and I'm not burning anything for it. So that's 6 points of damage.
Yes, you do only have 2 spell slots. 6 points, did you
And I
say?
can only use the Eldritch Smite once per turn.
Ah,
Yeah, 6.
6. Okay.
Wait. Did I roll a d8?
I hope so. If it was a D20, I'm taking that
Roll a
all back.
D10.
Okay.
No, I was meant to roll a d10.
With Green Mane done, it is
No,
Lightminster's.
that was also on free.
And Lightminster is going to use his turn to get back up. He's not moving, it's just I have to move him in order to fucking turn him round. So he's using half his movement to get back up. He's also piling on into the blitz. He's not leaving anyone's reach, so there will be no opportunity attacks. And he is going to strike at you, Greenmane, because you've just done a lot of damage. You are now a priority target. So you're gonna be on the receiving end of the rapier. So that first one is, what's the adding? 18 to hit.
I'm gonna use my second spell slot and go to a little higher than that for the AC.
Okay.
So I've got shield now.
Okay, you've cast shield. That is your reaction, isn't it, to cast that? So you won't be able to do an attack of opportunity or anything. And is that both your spell slots?
Yes.
Okay, so, well, that's fine. He's going to continue attacking you. He doesn't know a shield when he sees one initially, because he's less of a mage and more of a martial character. So he's going to attack you again, and you will still have the higher AC, of course. And the second one comes through, and that is 16, so that's presumably not going to hit. And the third one's coming through, and that is a critical.
That I can't stop.
It is a 19, and he crits on 19s. So...
I mean, what's the modifier?
It doesn't matter, he crits on 19s.
More than +3.
Yeah.
Yes, but it doesn't automatically hit.
It does, for him. It is a critical.
A critical always hits regardless of AC.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
He's got the champion subtype.
Yeah. I mean, I also get crits in 19.
Yes.
For some reason, I was under the impression that...
No, you'd still hit. Anytime you crit, you'd hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that is... Oh, what kind of armor are you wearing?
I am wearing half-plate.
And that is, if I recall, medium armor. Or is it high heavy?
Yes.
It's medium.
That's medium.
Okay, so I need to add some dice. He's very, very proficient in attacking people in armor. So that is going to be...
An unconscious crewmate.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Oh, could be dead, yeah.
I don't mean that. Well, I've just dropped that one, so I'll just add this one on. 22 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, I'm done. I had heat left.
Okay. I'm going to get that. Oh, you're lucky it didn't go for this roll. It was a 6. But that was all 3 of his attacks, though. So you did absorb a lot of those like a sponge. You've done some good tanking there, importantly. But you're currently down. And that means Kristra's no longer afraid of you, as well. So we go to...
Quite likely, yes.
Ruzad.
I mean, it doesn't exactly say that I have to be conscious for this, but yeah.
Typically, those sort of things end when you become unconscious. Most spells.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a
It's
spell.
not a spell, but
I'm going to...
you're less frightening when you're...
I'm going to...
When I'm having a nap.
It's the purring.
I'm going to bonus action healing word on Greenmane.
Okay. What's the healing word this time?
Oh, it's the horsecock.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
This is just mainly getting them up from death.
Yep.
Which is 8 healing.
8 healing's pretty decent still.
Yeah, that's me back to the amount of hit points I had before I got critted.
There you go. It's as if a crit didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good use for a spell.
And even though in reality I should keep trying to follow what Greenmane was doing, I'm going to just go in for the kill on Kristrid.
Okay. So, roll with advantage, of course, because she is still prone.
Yep. I'm not going to bother rolling advantage.
So am I.
No, I'm not going to bother. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Very nice. Very nice. Let me just get Kristrid's sheet. Okay, here we go.
And we can honestly say this is all Kristrid's fault. I gave her ample opportunity to just leave.
Oh, yes, certainly. So roll damage.
Yeah. 10.
10 damage. Okay. Let me just add up. Hang on. I'll do some slight maths because she was initially wounded. Right, and then compare with spells. Yep, she's gone. She's out of there.
Do you get extra attack at level 6, Russ?
It is slightly later for
Remember when I
bards.
get extra attacks?
For the College of Swords, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have it at the moment.
I think it is 6.
Yeah, I think it's level 6, yeah.
Okay, let me...
What's that leaf lord?
Yeah.
Did you knock her
I
out?
think it's 6 for College of Swords.
Oh yeah, was that lethal or did you knock her out?
But yeah, that... Oh, no, that was lethal.
Dead. Okay.
As I said, I should be following Greenmane's example, but it's ruse. Kill.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, we go to Grounded.
Okay.
And yeah, it is 6 for the extra attack. So next
Okay.
turn, next level, go on.
Okay, I'm just going to shoot Light Minister with my crossbow.
Okay, are you shooting through Ruz or are you moving first?
I'm on the wall, so I'm shooting over his head.
Oh, well that's fine then, yeah. Go for it.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to talk
That's
with
okay.
these teeth in.
That's no problem.
I am currently not...
Yeah, that's a 25 to hit.
Flank.
25 to hit will do it, yeah.
Okay, so that's 6 piercing plus 13 sneak attack for a total of 19.
Okay. 19 damage. Very good. Lightminster is now looking bloodied.
Okay, and now the doors are occupied.
Yep.
I'm just going to sort of slip round the door frame and hide.
Okay, roll me a stealth check, please. And while you do that, we will go to Eao.
That's 24, by the way.
Okay, that's a good stealth check. Very nice.
Okay. Ao's going to... oh, look. Thankfully, I don't need to steady aim because I believe I am flanking because of Greenmane.
Greenmane's currently lying on the ground, so not doing much flanking at the moment.
Okay, then
You
never
can-
mind.
you can get
I'm going to steady aim for
Okay.
my rapier attack.
With the doorway in between, he will have half cover,
Okay.
but you do have advantage from your steady aim.
That is a 24 to hit.
24 to hit will do it. Ooh. Yep,
Ooh.
24 will do it.
Okay.
I had to check like 9 features and how they interact. Yeah, 24 will do it. Yep, absolutely.
That is a total of 10 damage.
Very nice.
Yeah. And for my bonus action, I'm going to chug my last health potion.
That wasn't taking aim in my bonus section.
Do you have
No,
bonus action
yeah.
potion drinking? Isn't that much later?
I
on?
believe
Yeah.
Bonus action,
that's part of...
potion drinking is default.
oh no, sorry, I thought that was part of cunning action. By the way, it doesn't matter.
You do eventually.
Andrus
get it.
is right. Andrus is right. Steady aim does take up my bonus action.
Oh, that's true. Yes, that's quite right. But yeah, you do eventually get bonus action magic item usage, but not yet.
I always thought that using a healing potion was
It's a full action.
a bonus action regardless.
No, full
It
action.
was a full action to get someone else.
No,
I-
specifies it on the healing potion itself that it is a full action to use. The fluff behind it is that they are not nice things to drink, and you've kind of got to force them down, essentially.
Yeah, I thought I could use an item as part of my cunning action, but
Yeah.
I cannot.
You can
I was
use
mistaken.
mundane items as part of your cunning action, but anything magical with specific rules that say it casts it takes an action can't be done. But things like, if you've used your item interaction already, you can do a second one as a cunning action to like open another door or grab a sword off a wall or anything like that. But magic items and items like caltrops and all that specifically state the action.
Yeah.
But later on, you do get to do that. You do get that as an upgrade to rogue later on.
But that was my bad. But yeah, that's my turn then.
Okay. That sounds good. We go to Greenmane. Greenmane, you're on the ground. Currently prone.
I'm gonna stand up.
All right. Lightminster's right there. You will have flanking. Oh, you're going to use Curse. Excellent. Lovely.
Yep. And I am going to do 2 strikes against him. So that's a natural 20 on the first.
Very nice.
Thank you for advantage, my friends. For a total of maths, 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay, lovely.
And the second attack is going to be a 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Let me just add up a few things. Yep, that hits.
And that's going to be only 1d damage. So 4 points of damage.
Okay, lovely. Good damage. That was 22 points in total there. That was nice. That was nice.
He just got damage return that was given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With you done, Lightminster is going to return the damage to you because you're doing a lot of damage. You need to be put down. He is a tactical...
I don't seem to be staying down.
He's a well-trained tactical expert. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that's going to add 2d6 because you are wearing heavy armor. Or medium armor, rather.
Medium armor.
Okay, so that is 20 damage.
Probably more than 8. Yep, I'm down.
So, just checking, Nick. Is this Barry and Paul?
It is not the Chuckle Brothers.
But I mean, there's a lot of to me, to you, to me, to you.
Hey, if it uses up all your spell slots, but he is turning around and now he is striking at Eao. That is
has half cover.
a 20 to hit. Yes, Eao does have half cover, so you can add 2 to your AC.
That still hits.
Okay. And that is, because you're not wearing any heavy armor, that's going to be much less. That is 9 points of piercing damage. And then, like a spinning top, he turns around and one more to Ruzad.
I will say, reaction uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge, so halving that damage. And that is an 11, which I'm assuming does not hit.
No, that does not hit.
Yeah. You had to miss one of them, I suppose. And that's his go there. Ooh, he's just eyeing up whether he should book it further away so that he can use some of this lovely map I made. No, he's staying there.
I'm surprised you did not make a room for him.
I didn't expect you to jump in before he was in the middle of the floor. He was intended to be like literally in the middle when you walked in on him. But the plot changes. The plot changes every time. I can't guarantee that, and I like that about it. So I've got no problems with this.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's his go, and we go to the top of the round to Ruzad.
Okay, in which case I'll put on Hoff's voice and go, "You're the reason I'm dead. I'm coming to haunt you."
Okay, dissonant whispers, I'm assuming.
And just whispers.
Not healing word.
Round it throws in.
Healing word is horse
true.
talk.
Wisdom saving throw. That is just a 12 this time.
Do that.
Yeah, that does not pass. So he takes a full 13 of damage.
13 of damage and must use his action
And-
to move away, I believe.
Yes, must use his reaction to move away.
Must use his reaction to move away. It's his full
Yeah,
movement.
so
He must.
if he's used his... Yeah, it's his full movement. It's if he's used his reaction, nothing will pop off.
He's not.
But because he hasn't used his reaction...
Okay, he's run down the stairs.
Does
Thank you,
that
Rizzo.
give
Everyone
That
over
does
reaction.
confer
Yes.
attack of opportunity.
It does, yes, because he's using his
I do not
movement.
get
It's
it
not
because-
forced.
Yeah.
So only grounded can make an attack of opportunity because Ao's used her reaction. And I might say that you've got half cover in the way on that. Ao used her
Oh,
reaction
did
to
Ross not
uncanny dodge. Ruse,
I was
do
gonna
you get
say-
one? Arguably, yes. I believe you do, yes. Because you haven't used your reaction
In which
yet.
case, I'll roll a. Yeah, I haven't used
do
my
I
action.
get advantage on that?
I think as president we have had Ross deck before.
Yeah, no, that adds up. That adds up. For some reason in my head you'd use your reaction.
I mean, it's not going to hit, so.
Oh, okay. Grounded, you are hidden, so yeah, you can do that with advantage, but there will be some intervening terrain in between giving half cover.
Okay. That's 21 to hit.
21 to hit. That'll hit, yep.
Okay. Do I get sneak attack damage?
Given where you would have hit him, yes. Because he would have been within 5 feet of an ally.
Okay. That's 15 damage then.
15 damage, okay. Okay. Excellent. Good damage. He's not looking good, but he is still up. With Ruz, you've still got your movement if you want to give chase or anything. But otherwise, it is Grounded's go.
Okay.
Just let me quickly double check the. Yeah, I'll move to there.
Okay, Grounded.
Okay, so presumably taking the attack of opportunity broke stealth.
Yes, it would have, yes. You're no longer hidden.
Okay, how long?
I mean, I think at this point that doorway is doing us more harm than good.
It is getting in
so
your
what
way,
I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to dash up to him, and I'm going to try and grapple.
Okay. So you're using your bonus action dash to rush over there. Are you grappling or shoving? I mean, it's the same check either way, but it just depends what the effect is, basically. So a shove would make him prone, and a grapple would you'd be grabbing like his arm or something.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just grappling him.
Just grappling him. Okay, so he's going to contest that with his athletics, and you're going to use presumably athletics, honestly. And that is what's his? Holy shit! Did I really write that? Oh, I'm a bastard. That's a 20.
Yeah, I got 22.
Hey, there we go. Okay, yeah. He's currently grappled, which means you can use your movement, to move him, but it will cost you double movement to move him around, and he can't willingly move unless he breaks the grapple.
Okay, I'm just going to pull him back to the wall. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna pull him back to the wall like that, I presume.
Yeah, and I'm going to start climbing up it.
Okay, you're going to start climbing up,
that sounds
trying
familiar.
to lift him. I will say this man is quite heavy. I'm going to need a strength check for you to be able to lift him.
Yeah. His body is 30% alcohol.
And liquids are heavy.
Well, he's sobered up, but he's going to get high. That's an 8.
That's an 8. I'm afraid you can't lift him this time. If you continue, you're going to break the grapple. It's up to you.
Okay, so if I try to lift him again, it'll break the grapple.
Yeah, and you'll leave him on the ground.
Okay. Okay.
But you can just keep hold of him and try it again next turn, of course.
Okay. You know what? I'll try it again.
Okay, that'll be next turn, because that has been your attack action.
Obviously.
Fighters get to do it a lot, but unfortunately, rogues typically only get one attack. Need to get someone with haste. Then it'll be much easier. Okay, we go to Ao then.
Okay.
If it doesn't let you
Okay,
move through
so-
the wall, just let me know, and I can pop you in.
No, I got it. I was
Okay.
going to move here,
Okay.
and he's grappled, so I get advantage. Right?
No, there's no advantage on grapple.
No?
No, it's grappled is extremely weak in 5th edition. It just means that you can control where they move. If you combine it with a shove, then it becomes incredible. If you can do both, you're essentially he can't get up from being shoved if you grappled him because he has no movement to use. But otherwise, it's not particularly powerful grapple until you get to like shoving people out of windows and stuff like that.
Okay. So if I say I move here, despite being grappled, is that still flanked?
Oh yeah, that's still flanking. Yeah. So a grapple for visualization purposes is like grabbing someone by the t-shirt or something. It's not as strong.
Yeah.
Or eventually, lifting them up in the air like that.
Okay.
Let me get my pen. There you go.
That is a 21 to hit.
21 to hit. He's used his reaction, so he can't use that rule anyway. So yeah, that hits. Go for damage.
That's 11 damage.
11 damage. Very nice. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Anything else?
And yes, I'm going to bonus action dash
Bonus action dash. Okay.
to back up a little bit, so I'm out of his reach. Immediate reach.
He's used his reaction, so he can't strike at you. So you're all good. Okay. We go to Green Mane. Green Mane, can I have a death saving throw, please?
Ah! This is the first go. It is this good. Just grab another. That's an 11.
Okay, that's one success. Mark that down. All good. Okay, we go to Lightminster. Lightminster sees you right there, and you are the best target, Grounded. So you're going to get a stabbing. And he doesn't have any disadvantage on this because you're literally right there holding on to him. He's able to just stab you. So the first one is a 19 to hit.
The fallen
Yeah,
dice was
that hits.
13, so...
What armor are you wearing? Is it light armor?
Yeah, it's just leather armor, I think.
Okay, so you won't take
Yeah.
extra damage. So that's fine. Okay, that is going to be 11 points of piercing damage. Second attack coming through. That... Oh, that's a 16, not a 19. You're okay. Well, I mean, it's still going to be a hit because it's going to be a... 24. And that's going to be 9 points of piercing damage. And the third strike is a 23 to hit. And that is going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Did I use up my reaction for this turn? I forget.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't. Because when you did your attack of opportunity, that was just before your go, so you've got your reaction back. When you do Uncanny Dodge, it's only going to be on one of those. It's one source of damage that you halve.
Right. What was the wait? What's the total again?
So the total again, sorry, hang on. So one was 13, that was the highest one. If you want to half that one, that would be the one you'd be halving. The other one was an 11, I believe, and a 7. Pretty sure.
Okay, that's 24 points. Okay, I'm down to 8 HP. Lucky me.
Well, you're still up, and you've still got him grappled, and he hasn't attempted to break out, so you've still got him.
Yeah,
So
if I hadn't leveled up, I'd be at 0 now.
yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful. Okay, with Lightminster done, it's Ruzad.
Heal, do damage. Heal, do damage.
Would Ruzad ever... Does Ruzad even have to think for that query? For that question?
I mean, healing is a bonus action, isn't it? Okay,
Yes,
well, assault.
but healing would be a spell.
Yes, but you still have a sword, and someone over there is very crippled.
Grapple does not affect
Okay, no,
the
let's
ability
just-
to hit them with swords.
Yeah, grapple. Yeah. Because I know.
I mean, you still have
This
movement
turn,
get to a flank.
I'll burn another horsecock slot to give some healing to.
There's got to be a better way to
Remain.
say that.
No.
No, there's not. There is 6
Okay.
healing.
You're 6 healing, and you are
And
awake. You're finally awake.
yeah, and I will run in,
Just like that horse cock
moving
over there.
around him, so I'm not leaving his area once I get in there,
Sure.
and I will take a swing with my scimitar.
Okay.
Wrong button.
Is that a natural 20?
Nat 20.
Lovely. We've been getting a lot of
Natural
those. Like
20.
Astral almost always
This-
gives you lot natural ones all the time. It's like Astral's trying to make up for it tonight.
But we have been rolling fast.
Okay, in which case the damage is 14.
Damage is 14. Very nice. He's not looking great.
And
Oh.
just bear with me 1 sec, because I'm going to burn one of my inspiration die to do slashing.
Okay, you're using one of your flourishes.
Yep. So that is an extra 6.
Okay. There is now like a trickle of blood coming out of his mouth, and he is not looking great. Well, you think it's blood anyway. It's hard to tell. It could be brandy, but he's not looking great at
very
all.
different
He's
in
never
this
looked
case.
great, but he's looking less great by the minute. Okay, so with Ruz done, it is Grounded's go. Grounded, you have currently got hold of Karos Lightminster. What would you like to do?
Okay.
Just letting you know, Nick, if this goes on past 20 more minutes, I'll have to run.
It won't be, I don't think, at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, just letting you know,
Yeah,
just in case.
No, that's no problem.
Okay, I'm gonna try and lift him again.
All right, strength check, please.
12.
Just thinking how heavy he is.
Yeah.
I say that's enough, actually. On balance of it.
okay.
12 is a 10 is a medium check usually. So yeah, I think that's all right. He's not wearing heavy armor, so if he was in heavy armor, you wouldn't have managed it. But yeah, you've got him, and you're able to lift him up.
Okay, I carry him.
again?
How high are the walls?
How high are the walls? The walls here are, I'm pretty sure I said 100 feet up, but you're already 15 feet up. So you've got another, that's what, 85 feet?
And remember that your movement is at half speed.
Yes, you are at half speed.
I've got the slippers of spider. Oh yeah, because
You're at half speed because you're grappling
Yep.
someone, not for the climbing.
Okay,
Because you're carrying
Can I
someone
u-
up a wall.
can I still dash?
You can. You can still use your bonus action to dash. You can also use your action to dash. You've not used your action yet.
Okay,
I think the action is going to be reserved for let go.
That would be
Yeah.
a free,
Basically,
free thing you can do at any time.
Oh,
By the
yeah,
rules
fair.
of grappling, you can let go whenever you want without using an action.
Yeah, I forgot it wasn't an action to let go of grapple.
So you're going as high up as you can, I presume.
yeah.
So your
Yeah,
movement speed is 30
using all my,
feet. Using 2 dashes, that'll get you to 90 feet. Halved is 45.
Yeah.
So you'll
and
climb.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Yep, I'm just gonna punt him off and watch him fall.
Okay. So you climb. You walk up the wall, 45 feet. Right.
Which would put them at 60 feet.
Which would put you at 60 feet above the lower ground, but 45 feet above the point you're at the moment. And
Oh, right, yeah.
you hold him there. Okay. Given that I'm just doing some very quick maths. Can you please roll me 4d6 and tell me what the number is? We won't say you've let him go yet, though, because I want to know something else.
Because DM has a
important.
trick up their sleeve.
No.
Can I drop him uneasily?
You can choose to do so if you wish. That is something you can... No, actually, I don't think you can for this one. Normally for attacks,
I was going to say no,
you can do non-lethal, but once it's damage from a different source.
You can declare damage non-lethal after you make an attack, but it has to be an attack roll. An attack of some sort.
Yeah. That's an 11.
That's 11 total damage. Okay, so what I'm going to need from you... What would you like to say to him before you kill this man?
Okay. You know, you always did drive me up the wall.
Yes! That's wonderful. Okay, so you say that, you let go of him, and he falls. He doesn't even register it initially. Like, it takes a moment, and then his eyes widen, and you almost see this in slow motion as he falls away from you, and he hits the marble that is under him head
he
first.
slows down. Oh no, he slows down.
And blood splashes from the back of his head. It hits Ruzad. You get a bit of it on your shoes. And so
My knife needs juice.
the low marshal, Karos Lightminster of the Guild of Icons, the King of Swords himself, dies.
After he finishes falling, and Eao kind of processes what happens. Like, she'll take a second to process. She's going to walk up to him and grab his rapier cane.
Okay, add that to your inventory. You have a rapier cane.
It's just a regular rapier?
Yes, it is.
I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a regular rapier. But while you are doing that, you hear a very light... And a very tall but emaciated figure slips out from behind one of the columns at the back. It is the High Inquisitive. And he says, "Oh, well done indeed. I do like a splashy finish."
I'm gonna stand up now.
High Inquisitive?
I take it you've dealt with all the other evidence?
I mean, there's probably some stuff in his room, but...
Very good. I can deal with that. Now we have the final decision to make, and that is what to do with the Guild of Icons.
I mean, is there something to do with it?
There's no leader. People still need heroes. We've monopolized adventuring. Without a Guild of Icons, no one will have their problems solved.
I mean, I would say
offering us a
that...
job.
I don't offer anything.
I would say that probably the new low marshal can, but given that that's the high marshal, I'm sure he has more than enough on his plate.
And I don't like giving him more power than he deserves.
Well, the Guild of Icons is what I came into the city for, so...
I have a very particular way with checks and balances, with weights, swinging pendulums, clockwork parts moving around. If I spend enough political acumen, I can make happen pretty much whatever I want. And that would include, and he fishes inside of his pockets and pulls out a ream of papers that are sealed with wax, and he very slowly walks over to you and hands them to you, Eao. That would include making a thief the head of one of Karaki's organizations. He turns
It's a bold move.
and walks away and says, "Don't make me regret this, Low Marshal."
Hi, boss.
That's not what Eao wanted to hear.
It probably wouldn't
Hey.
be.
Oh, poor Ao.
And we are
worry,
going
at
to end
least-
there. That is Act 1 of the Guild of Icons. We'll be back in probably
Wait.
about 4 weeks.